Hey, we want to welcome everyone to the Clubhouse Summit brought to you by XP Mentor. We're going to have different speakers that are popping in and out here. We've got a couple hours slated. So we've got a couple hours slated for this to be able to really give people an opportunity to maximize what they're doing with their time on Clubhouse. You know, Clubhouse has meant a lot of things to a lot of us. You know, you look back at the pandemic time, it was nuts, you know, where people were looking for a way to be able to have a sense of belonging, a sense of community, a sense of, you know, of safety, really. You know, it was really like a safety thing. Like, you know, nobody knew. It was like the sky was falling down around the world. And to be able to have this app, Clubhouse, be presented at the time it was presented, I think it was just priceless, Martin and Kelly. So we're going to get this thing, you know, rocking and rolling. I've asked Martin to kind of head this up. I'll be coming in. I've got some things I'm going to be sharing with you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start off, Martin, before I go over to you. And I'm going to talk about some things that Clubhouse has said themselves and how do we adapt and how do we maximize that. We know XP Mentor is about entrepreneurship, building businesses, being profitable. So our goal here is to help you when you spend your time on Clubhouse, turn that into monetization. So get paid for the time that you're spending on these social media platforms. Specifically today, we're talking about Clubhouse. So how do you get paid when you are spending your time there? Well, you got to know what the rules are. You got to know where you fit in. So Clubhouse put out a release and they said this is the big evolution of Clubhouse. And they wanted to give some context behind this evolution. And here we go. It says, we believe the best part of Clubhouse is being with friends and making new ones. Okay, so really you got to kind of hone in on what they're saying there in that opening line. You know what I'm saying, Martin? We believe the best part of Clubhouse is being with friends and making new ones. This is an important and fundamental belief we have that guides a lot of our strategic decisions. It's not about passively listening to people speaking. So then they doubled down on that. They said it's not about passively listening to people speaking. I don't know if I went in the matrix a little bit there.
You did, but you know.
Okay, so now, as a matter of fact, I'm going to turn it over to you so I can make sure I got my internet connection lined up here. So they don't want it about actively speaking. So think about that. Like what, I mean, actively listening. So if they don't want to make it about actively listening, that what they're saying here is, we want you to engage if you're going to use this platform. That's really what they're saying. We want you to engage. You can listen to great conversations on podcasts, YouTube, TikTok, and other platforms. It's about talking with people, sharing ideas, pushing back, cracking up over inside jokes, going late into the night at times, right? Getting to know each other's quirks and becoming real life friends. I think that, Martin, is important. And Kelly, I think that's important because I made some of my greatest friends. You, Martin, Kelly, you know, a lot of these folks, I met you through us actively talking to each other. Just imagine if I came in rooms and just sat there and I heard Kelly give incredible information and share her incredible personality, and then I just sat there and listen every time. So that's really what this is coming down to. It's a push to make sure that we are actively interacting with other people. Now, I've got a whole bunch of points I'm going to head in here, but I want to turn this over to Martin Pratt to kind of take us down this trail of this Clubhouse Summit. What we got today, Martin? What's the strategies? What's the goals? Let's get it.
Well, you brought up interesting, good points. I want to shout out everybody in the audience. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for spending your Sunday with us. For those of you watching the replay, you know, you're probably wondering, what the heck is Clubhouse? Like, some of you may have never been exposed to Clubhouse. So let's just go real quick in a 30-second elevator pitch. Clubhouse is a social audio platform that allows you to build a community or engage with others using your voice. Pretty simple. This is Clubhouse 2.0. Clubhouse 2.0 is completely different than Clubhouse 1.0. So during the pandemic, a lot of us were looking for people who had access to information, like frontline doctors, people that worked at the CDC. We were also concerned about what? Education, our children's school. We were trying to connect to teachers. We were also concerned about what? Anything to do with the economy. A lot of our goods and services were stopped at borders. So we needed to use a platform that would allow us to actually get the information. Well, Clubhouse became that platform. If you were on Clubhouse in the early days, you got access to doctors, nurses, teachers, people in shipping, truckers. They were all right there. Now, Clubhouse 2.0, they're saying, we want you to use our platform to build relationships and friendships. Now, Jay started out the conversation with a really good point. How do you monetize on a platform that's saying build relationships and friendships? That's going to be very interesting, because as you build a relationship, what do you have the opportunity to do? Support the person's child, say happy birthday, allow space and time to promote a new book. They may have a new book. Their daughter is a videographer. Her new film is coming out. Those are all points of entry in monetization. But now imagine, instead of having, I don't know, 10, 15 friends, you have 2,000 friends. And it's 2,000 people saying, hey, I need your support. Hey, I'm doing this. Hey, I'm doing that. Hey. So if you saw that, like on Facebook, we'll say, for instance, you just scroll past. But with Clubhouse 2.0, you're actually able to leave a voice note. That is a message that will hit completely differently than just a text post. Also, Jay brought up something really interesting I thought was, part of this conversation that is a key to winning. And that's going to be being an active participant. Clubhouse 1.0 really allowed a lot of us, and I use it the same way today. It allowed a lot of us to sit there and just listen, not be an active participant. If there were 4 people on stage and they were arguing back and forth over whether or not cryptocurrency is going to be adapted by the Fed, I could sit in the audience and just listen. Good points, guys. Appreciate it. And if somebody said something I liked, I went into their DMs and I sent them a message. And if that didn't work, I went over to Instagram and sent them another message. And if that didn't work, I went over to Twitter and sent them another message.
That's
Clubhouse
true.
2.0 allows you to leave a voice message. Voice hits differently.
Now, why do you think that's such a big deal, Martin? Because some people feel a little different about that. That I want to bring Kelly and then Angelica to comment on that, and then we'll get more into the data here. But why is that little voice message so important in your opinion?
Because how Clubhouse 1.0 was really your credibility, we'll say. Your social proof is your voice. And people listen to Angelica tell her story, and it resonated with us. So we trusted Angelica because she told a story that resonated and reached our ears and reached our brains. If Angelica said the same thing in text, I might be like, well, yeah, you went through that. I got it. Okay. But when you hear Angelica's cadence, her tone, the pace in which she uses her words, or their frenziness, because she's doing 4 different things at one time, because she's a multi-hyphenated person. And the same thing with Kelly. We trust that. And as you hear them over and over and over and over again, when they are relaxed, you're almost like, what's wrong? When they're just chill, like, because I heard you, and you're always moving this, doing that, doing this, doing that. And so what that does is it brings I can never say this word, familiarity. It makes you very familiar.
Familiarity.
Thank you.
Familiarity.
Thank you, brother Kentucky. You know how we are. My Newark accent.
Country people, we break that down in syllabus.
There you go. Familiarity. but it breeds that familiarity that then breeds credibility. So the thing that really is going to resonate for you as a winner on Clubhouse 2.0 is your voice and the ability you have to confidently, as Jay always says, ask for the bag, not hesitate. So yeah, Kelly, I had
You say them
want to partner
you're in
with you
trouble.
on that's not gonna work. One, because you got
No.
30 seconds.
Mm-mm.
Two, because that I'm doing this, I'm pressing the button fast forward, ping, or I'm just like deleting and I'm going to the next thing, which is going to be an interesting conversation because how many of us have pushed past text messages? But it feels a little different when you push past a voice message.
Oh.
You almost feel like, let me leave them some advice. FYI, I'm not interested in your selling, but if you are, and I haven't so far, knock on wood somewhere, I have not gotten my first spam voice note yet.
Okay.
From a
All
Forex
right.
trader.
Well, let me kind of get into this, Martin, and bring it back. So I'm going to say, give a little bit more background, and then let's get a little input from Kelly, from Angelica. We're keeping this as an overview right now, and then we're going to get into some of the how-tos. So during COVID, when Clubhouse was small and the world was on lockdown, people consistently had the experience of what? Every time you open the app, you should be able to talk with your favorite people. So during the pandemic, the lockdown, you can consistently tap in, boom, with your favorite people. All right. When you open the app at a random time, most of your friends were there, free to talk for hours at a time, because most people were friends of friends. And we were all stuck in our living rooms. But in a post-COVID world, it's harder to find your friends on Clubhouse. With work and school and life, finding an hour now is hard. And you never know when your friends will be online. So you end up checking the app at different times, missing each other and seeing rooms that aren't relevant to you. The new update 2.0, Clubhouse 2.0, is a big evolution. It's designed to let you talk with your favorite people more easily every time you open the app. We realize that you might have a lot of questions, so we want to give you some detail. So I'm going to do this, then we're going to open up here. So what's changed? All right. We're introducing chats. So you heard Martin just talk about that. A new way to talk in between your live rooms. Think of them like the group chats you have in your messaging apps, but voice only. So think of them as the group chat. So like if you're in an Instagram or whatever, but voice only, and designed with discovery in mind. So we're moving to a two-way friend model to emphasize what has always made Clubhouse special, talking in rooms with people you like and getting to know new people from that. Houses will still exist and thrive as a place for communities to come together. If you want to continue to reach the people who have followed you in the past, we'll work with you to create a house for them to ensure that you can do that. And then here we go. Our feed algorithms will evolve to better emphasize your friends and their houses and their houses. Chats make starting a conversation much easier, so we expect to have a lot more potential conversations we can show you. We'll probably rank conversations from your friends and houses first and show you other rooms and chats in the Explore tab. Our goal is to quickly evolve these algorithms based on what we learn. So please give us your feedback if you're not seeing what you like. All right. So with that said, let's get a little take from Kelly. And then I saw Angelica was there. But Kelly, what's your thoughts, high level so far, of this?
Actually, it reminds me a lot of, for those of you who were on Clubhouse, like season 1, y'all remember what it was like in 2020 and 2021, where there were no clubs yet, there were no houses, it didn't exist, right? And eventually they said they were going to roll out clubs and you had to apply for a club and then be approved for a club. Like all
I did that.
Me too.
I got approved.
And then we were sitting there, River J was sitting there waiting with bated breath, checking our email every day. Like, man, they said, how many days has it been? Like, this is crazy.
Right.
So the way that the hallway looked back then, right, was, I hate to say it like this, but it was very disheveled, very unorganized. You had to scroll. Yeah, you saw your friends, but then you saw all the rooms that your friends were in, but it didn't necessarily rank it based on your interest first. So if your interest was, let's say, real estate, for example, or like for me, it's cars, I would see the car rooms eventually, but I was seeing all my other friends and their spaces first, right? And so I had to scroll past their spaces to get to my interest. So I think now they've organized it a bit better with the implementation of clubs and now houses, right? Where you can say, okay, well, especially if you turn on your notifications, maybe don't put an auditory notification sound on. Maybe just let it show up on your screen, because those pings can be annoying, especially the more followers you have. But I will say this, it made it more organized now. I like that. The only thing that I would say is when it comes to the group chats, they can be very entertaining. They can be very, very, very fun. Because you just never know. You never know who's gonna pop up in a group chat. You never know what they're gonna say. And they can be, very intriguing. They can be very funny. It's so much. But I love what you said, Jay, about carrying the conversation past when the room ends. You can ask a specific question in a chat and then have your followers come in and reply and answer. And that can be the catalyst to a next space that you host or so on and so forth. So I'll be honest, I didn't like it at first, but now as time has progressed, I've changed my thoughts on it for sure. Absolutely.
That's good. That's good. Real quick, I just see Martin's going to pull something up. I want to get from Angelica real quick. Angelica, what's your high level of what we talked about in the direction Clubhouse is going?
My high level in the direction that Clubhouse is going, I feel like it's going to put things in a more personal perspective. I think I love the chats, just because not only am I, just like Martin said before, if you read somebody text or if you read their bio, like, oh, they seem like an interesting person. But when you hear them talk on stage, you're like, oh, they're like amazing. And so now I feel like the chats are giving people more personality, more selection. I feel like it's going in a great space for monetization for those creators that are looking to monetize. I feel like that is going to go into a great space, and I have some how-tos on that. And just reading the new rollout and what is their vision behind it, I feel like this is something that they're doing. Like, I think in Clubhouse mind, like, let's do something that no one else is doing, right? Because when they came out with their audio out, then you had Twitter Spaces and you had all these other spaces doing basically the same thing that Clubhouse was doing. Now Clubhouse can say, let me one up them and let's add chats and let's make it so these friends can hear about different topics that without having to start a whole room, they can just start a simple chat, and in the chat and talk with each other. The other thing that I love about it is that it's now accessible, meaning those that can't hear, they can see because the chats are transcribed instantly. So I love the accessibility that has been added into chat. So I feel like as they are rolling out more features, that this is going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially if you know how to brand it properly and use it as community for those that have community memberships and things like that. I feel like it'll be a great connector. Also with the friends of friends, I think a lot of people were complaining about their Clubhouse hallways being so polluted with things that they didn't want, and how can I curate my hallway? And so now you have friends over follower, because Clubhouse was initially meant to be a friendly space so you can meet and connect. And so when you have followers, it's a one-way thing, because somebody can follow me but I don't have to follow them back. And so if Clubhouse vision is to have friends where, like, okay, we are now connected in that sense, then they are creating a more friendlier environment that way it will curate hallways into a space where it's not just interest-based, but it's like, this is my friend and they friends of friends. We should have the same like mind. So I like the friend of a followers model as well. So I think as they roll out more, they're doing something that others aren't doing, because it's not audio chats with voice. I mean, Instagram have it and Facebook, but not in this vein where Clubhouse has it, how they have that chat feature available.
That's awesome. Good feedback. All right, Martin, we're going to turn you on now. So you got something on the screen. Hey, Mark, give me that host back real quick. Just click on me, give me the host back if you don't mind. I got a couple things I'm doing over here on the backside. I had to give you that while I was getting my internet straight. Okay. Now, that's great. Okay, Martin. Angelica has some great points. Kelly has some great points. What do you got on the screen? I think you're about to take us in. Let's go, Martin.
So basically on the screen, I mean, so let me just comment on what Kelly and Angelica said. Both information was excellent. I think, one of the things that Angelica brought out about how Clubhouse wanted to do something that nobody else was doing, I think it's true. I talked to a father this morning, 10G. When he comes on later, we'll talk about that. So he's a grandfather, and so his grandchildren are 13, 14, 15. He got adult children like I do, and they're in their 20s. And then, I got the little baby, but he's still tapped into the 6-year-old, 7 between teen area. And those kids are on 4 devices. They're on Snapchat, they're FaceTiming each other and not saying anything. And they were on YouTube watching ASMR videos, those sound videos of people like we saw about, what's the name doll, Pinky Doll doing what she does on TikTok. But people were doing that and these kids are into it on YouTube for a decade, almost like 5 years now. And they're also actively building out a metaverse space on Roblox, or they're playing a video game. So when we think of the next generation, how are they engaging with social media? It's omnipresent. It's multi-hyphen. It's not, I'm on one platform and I gotta just get, on the stage and talk to people. These kids are doing 4 different things at one time. You're like, that's why our internet's so damn expensive. You mofos that like using up you got 5 devices. One child got 5 devices. You got 4 kids. That's like how many devices? That's like 22 devices. And it's not even your device. That's not even the device that's bringing the money in. That's before you even get to. Anyway, y'all see how I feel about this. Well, my point is that when Angelica brought that up, it was like ding, 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 because if I'm being real, like Kelly, I can't stand new Clubhouse, straight up. But I'm mastering it, even though I can't stand it. Why am I mastering? Why am I pushing myself? Why am I going to monetize on this platform? And hopefully everybody that's on this call bring you along with every strategy I got, because you're part of XP Mentor. Just hit you with this strategy, that strategy, and win, and we constantly win. Is because I do understand, as Angelica brought out, if I'm going to be here in 2025, I'm going to have to be able to reach people in the most unique, appreciative way. And as parents or aunties or grandparents, we are dealing with a new generation that is not platform centric. They're agnostic. They don't give a, if Twitter or TikTok is where is the best place to access this specific desire or this specific emotion or this specific content in that one moment. 2 minutes from now, the best place might be on IG because someone just joked, he opened up an IG broadcast channel and he's putting out the drop for the new whatever, sneakers or, TikTok rocker or whatever, the kid's gonna come up with. And my point is that I can't be, well, he's not on Clubhouse, or he's not on he's not broadcasting to me in a live stream. In other words, this new version of Clubhouse is asking each of us to broadcast to each other. We're no longer able to sit there and be inactive participants. We have to be active participants. And so real quick, I'm hoping, I'm gonna see if I can stop share and share again, because I don't think I chose the right setting to for everybody to hear sound. Yep, I didn't say share sound. So let me go back, let me check shares.
And while Martin's doing that, I'm gonna keep on blending this in and go back to Angelica while Martin's doing that. So text posts in houses are being replaced by voice chats in houses. So instead of using text to share things with your community, you can now use voice. Chats already support link sharing, and we're planning to add support for photos soon. So I don't know if y'all knew that. So not just voice sharing, but also pictures sharing. You know, like yesterday, me and my family, we had a great a day together, me, my wife, and my son. And we had a cool picture there. Well, we know my wife posted that on Facebook, got a lot of great feedback from it. But we can also put that inside the community with Clubhouse. Text DMs are being replaced by VMs. So VMs, voice messages, are audio only, and they're more social than text DMs because your friends can see who you've been chatting with on your profile. The idea is to recreate the feeling of bumping into friends, meeting their friends, starting a conversation with them. Angelica, before Martin gets started, let's go to Angelica real quick. So you got your hand up.
Yeah, it was something really quickly. Two things I wanted to address that I forgot. With the voice chats, it makes it more personal. We always talk about having that personal effect on people. Like, it's one thing to talk to people from, the stage to, the audience, but it's another thing to put them in a voice chat and be able to talk to them and they talk back to you in that chat when they join. And so that personal effect is another thing that I love that that Clubhouse is doing to curate that friends connection with Clubhouse, and making you have to be an active participant in order to meet these people. Because how many times do we say, hey, come to the stage, but a lot of people don't want to come to the stage, but they might go into a chat and they might hear what they have to say, and then they may participate that way. So I like the personalization. And then as far as the accessibility, I know Dylan had raised that in the chat. I know it's not fully accessible, but I love that they're going to accessibility, because they were not there. Now, they did have captions. If anybody paid attention in rooms where you hit those 3 lines at the top, you can activate captions in your rooms. And if for those who can't hear, you can't see the captions. I don't think that they were the best. And I think that's something they had to upgrade. But what I love about the chats is they are transcribing voice in real time. Like, they are transcribing what you say. So as you're looking at the chat, you're also reading what they say. Like, sometimes I can look at chats and read what they say and know what they said without turning on the, having my phone up. So I like the fact that they are stepping in the direction of accessibility, because they are realizing that they do have others that are not, that have disabilities, that use Clubhouse, that are using other apps to use Clubhouse. So they're trying to integrate it all in one. So that's another thing that I see that they're stepping in that direction, because that's been a complaint since like they started with the accessibility. So now to see when they started the captions in the room, like, okay, but people really didn't know that it was there. I just happen to be, I'm nosy, so I just be looking for stuff, and I was like, oh, captions, what is that? And when you click it at the bottom of the screen, it's transcribing what people say, but again, wasn't the best. The chats, I think, have a more accurate account of what is being said. So if you can't hear, you can see it, and vice versa. So I think that they're stepping in the right direction, and as they go, they're going to get a hang of it. So I do like the direction they're going in with accessibility.
That's very good input. All right, this is great. Martin, what you got for us?
Well, we got two, before I go into what I was going to say, we had 2 questions from Sandra in the Q&A, and I'm going to answer the first one live. What is the difference between clubs and houses? Everything now is houses. There are no clubs. Yep. So there's that. And the second question is, isn't this talking with friends like the first connection in LinkedIn, where you can't easily communicate with level 2 and 3? So Sandra, I'm going to go through the screen, what the exercise I'm going to do in a few seconds. And I want you to see something, because it's a little bit different. I get information from friends of friends. Now, I can't give you, because I haven't talked to Clubhouse, so I can't give you why it's this way, but I'm seeing friends of friends. So I'm seeing that 3rd level connection pop up. Now, maybe it's because the person originally allowed that. Maybe it's not. I don't have that answer yet, but definitely I can, if it's really important, I will ask my guy that I go to and see what he says on that topic. But initially, you're seeing 3 levels. So you're seeing people you're not connected to, but they're connected to, and you're seeing people that they're not connected to, but who that person is connected to. So it's friends of friends. You'll see that in a moment. Okay, so I know that Hurt had a room. You see, I'm not following Hurt, right? But I get to click on, I type in Hurt, I type in a person's. Now, I'll just say this too, just to
So right now, Martin, you are in the Clubhouse app, screen sharing, correct?
yes.
All right. So everybody, Martin's sharing his Clubhouse, and he's talking about this gentleman named Hurt right there in the screen. So go ahead, Martin. Appreciate it.
And I want to frame it this way. To succeed, right? The level of success we're talking about requires you personally to take what's happening between the 2 ears and quiet it. So no matter what you feel, no matter what you're thinking, stop and just accept, which is there's a difficulty that a lot of people have. There's Clubhouse 1.0 is gone. That's over. It's wrapped. This is the new norm. That's it. No conversation about how it used to be. This is a conversation about happening right now in front of our faces, right? And keep in mind, this version of Clubhouse, the terms of service are that our voice data is available, meaning that I can screenshot this without any kind, I can share this as I'm doing now. Whereas before, what would come up when I press, I'll just show you guys real quick. You'll see me see that. I'll go up and I would press, I don't know if you can see the little circle at the bottom left. There's a little tiny circle. I would press that button and it would screen record. Then I would get a red bar that says, you can't do that, da 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 da. Guess what? That red bar is gone. So you can screen record anything on Clubhouse and no one has the expectation of privacy on these voice chats. So what's going to happen eventually, some of these voice chats, which already has happened in one case, is ended up on television. In other words, the person that responded, because Clubhouse responded to a voice chat, and that person, somebody screenshot that the response that Clubhouse made to his voice chat and sent it to the media. And the media did a story using the voice chat. So keep that in mind. What you're saying on this platform is 100% open to them and to people like me who might use it in a marketing campaign.
So just to be completely, guys, this is part of the summit. This is stuff you need to know. When you're talking on Clubhouse now, nobody needs any permissions to use everything that's being shared on Clubhouse. Is that correct, Martin?
Yes.
And Kelly and Angelica, from what y'all understand, is that correct?
Right. Like, now they may change that,
Our content, they do say in the terms of services, is somebody who made a chat about this actually in somebody's, I want to say it was maybe Jared's house. I'm not sure, but they said that our content doesn't belong to us and that they can use our images, likeness, blah, 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 and voice. And a lot of people like, no, it doesn't say that in the new terms and conditions. She said, yes, it does. And you need to go read it. And that's prime example, because like Martin said, whenever you screen record it or anything like, it's like, oh, you can be banned from Clubhouse if you do that. That little red bar comes up at the top as a warning. Now it's not there anymore. So in the terms of services, and I think she said you can find it in the App Store before you download it, that she gave a reference to where it was, and I haven't completely read it yet, but I did see the part she was talking about, and it does say they can use your voice, image, or likeness. So when they do start sharing photos, be mindful of the photos that you share as well, because you don't own your content at this point on Clubhouse as before. It was like
an expectation of privacy.
Yeah, it was an expectation of privacy, and now it's not. So everything belongs to them. So if they want to use you in a case study, they can without your permission.
And that was the same thing with TikTok and Instagram. That was one of the reasons why it took me a long time to get on TikTok, because I understood that my content would no longer be my content. You know, I post pictures of course cars, but also my kids. And I didn't want my kids' likeness to be used in other countries or on billboards, so on and so forth, without my permission. And so it is in a lot of social media platforms, terms and conditions. So I don't want people to think this is like something brand new or limited only to Clubhouse or anything like that. But I also wanted to have people keep in mind to be mindful about what you say in chats and rooms, because people have lost their jobs over it, because they put out their own, you know, personal opinions on things, you know, political, religious, whatever, and then it gets back to their bosses. So just be mindful, because it's not there's no more expectation of privacy, like you said. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass that back to you, Martin.
And just you know, just to take this in one little nugget, because we're talking about winning and we're talking about monetization, right? So we are all content creators now in the new version of Clubhouse. And let's just say you asked a very intriguing question to your specific audience, because as a content creator, you want to create content, right? And that audience answers your question. Now you take that interview you just did, and you're able to take that interview and post it or sell it to TMZ, to New York Times. And why is that? Why am I making this point? Because what Kelly just said about losing your job, the former founder of Rolling Stone magazine got his butt in a lot of trouble this week because he gave an interview to New York Times and it was no expectation of privacy. And he said, the reason I don't have any women or Black artists in my new book is because none of them are intelligent enough to be in the book. Like, he's in an interview. So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just dropped him. He just lost the Grammy board seat he had. So again, be very mindful about your opinion. You may feel really empowered to be on this platform, because I understand if Martin hears something that Martin can make money with, I'm snatching it and I'm running to New York Times. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I'm just like it, I know. So anyway, love to see Linsea. Welcome, Linsea.
Welcome, Linsea.
We're getting ready to jump into how do you find things. It's hold on
before you go ahead. You were making a point about hurt. What was that point you were making?
I'm getting ready to say that one out? Like I haven't got there yet, but I'm getting.
So make sure you were making that point.
The point for me is that Hurt and I are not following each other, but yet in the new hallway, I don't care what anybody says, we got a hallway. People are like, no, we do have a hallway. It's not the hallway that you used to. It's a hallway though. And so the new hallway showed me Hurt's voice note, and I want to play it. I'm going to see if I think the audio will play. If not, we'll figure it out, and I'll unshare and I'll play it just audibly, because I really want you to hear what Mazel says to Hurt's question. It's really important in our summit about the new Clubhouse. But basically, if you know the person and you know they're on Clubhouse, but you're not following them, they're not following you, you're not following them, right? But you know their name. Guess what you can do? You can type their name in the search, in the little search bar, right? The little magnifying glass. I typed in Hurt. There he is right there. I click on Hurt 3. Guess what? I didn't see every conversation that Hurt had on this platform. So I just scroll up and there's the conversation I wanted to find 14 hours ago. It says 4 friends in Hurt's chat. But look further down. It says Hurt's friends of friends. So not only, remember we just said this, not only to answer Sandra's question about this being like LinkedIn, where you can't communicate with level 1 and 2 of connections. I see Hurt's friends of friends that I'm not following either. So be mindful. This is really.
Why is that big? Why is that big in y'all's opinion?
Because you can reach, in my opinion, with the right question and the right set of friends, you can circle the whole app. Whereas before you were siloed into just your club or you broadcast it to your followers, but maybe your followers weren't on the platform. In this way, I don't have a choice but to see her. Like I'm not following her. I saw this voice note because I'm friends with somebody who's friends with somebody else who's friends with her. So that means that theoretically we're getting a deeper market penetration on a platform. But again, it's going to be about your creativity, because this question that Hurt put up, he said, people aren't really taking advantage of this app.
Hey friends, hey, Lisa from Black Women Stitch and the Stitch.
Can you guys hear it?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so let me go back. Let me see if I can go back. I'm pressing the button. I'm pressing towards the left. And that's Frank, the CPR guy. Is going to be Frank, and then Laura, and then it should be Mazel soon coming up. Mazel is one of the first people. And what's his name? Angelica said, the captions, you can see the captions are a lot better.
Yeah, those captions are a lot better.
Okay, so let's go back to Mazel. So Hurt said we said.
And since I'm not the most popular motherfucker on this app, nobody's ever going to hear this knowledge. But nonetheless, you can use this for advertising. People can use this to fucking like dominate the halls. Most of these motherfuckers don't realize how much power ChatGPT gave to them.
Hey, Hurt, I actually think that.
You know what, Martin? Hit that thing. There's a little option thing up there that says share your computer sound. If you just kind of hover over where you're sharing, you'll see 3 little dots over to the right, and then you scroll down, it says share your computer sound. You see that or no?
Yeah, it wouldn't let me check it. That's why I was saying I could do it the other way.
Okay, well, we can hear it. It's just faint, but at least we're getting the point. We can hear it enough to know that there's people talking, but not the clear things.
I want you to hit. No, it's important what Mazel says. So I'm gonna stop sharing the screen, and I'm gonna put this. Let's see. It still hasn't. So I know what it is. I gotta turn off my. I gotta unbroadcast. Hold on 1 second.
All right. So now while Martin's doing that, I'm gonna keep dropping dimes on y'all, and then Lindsay can comment at any time. So what Clubhouse is doing while Martin's getting dialed in, they say we're simplifying the privacy model for houses, open houses. If you're fine with anyone joining your conversations, this is for you. Anyone can join your rooms without permission, but they need to raise their hand in order to talk. We're talking about in houses. Closed houses, if you want to build a curated community, this is for you. Members must be invited or approved before they can join. House founders can customize their house settings regarding who can speak. And we're making 2 changes as part of this. First, you can no longer take individual rooms public in a closed house. Did y'all know that?
Yes, I did.
That's important. See, that's why you got to be at these summits. You can no longer take an individual room and make it public in a closed house. We're making this change for a few reasons. With chats, we'll have a lot more conversations to show people. So we'll be prioritizing the ones from their existing friends and houses rather than houses they haven't yet joined. This means if you took a closed house room public, most people wouldn't see it anyway. 2, chats give house founders other ways to share their community's content and recruit new members. So we think on the whole, it will be much easier to grow them. I just wanted to share these little sidebars I'm coming in with while Martin's teaching and training or whatever else our incredible ladies, Angelica, Lindsay, and Kelly want to share. Martin, back to you.
Okay, so I got the audio where I want it to be at.
I actually think that
You got to hear it?
Clubhouse members really have taken advantage of this app, which is why the Clubhouse founders are kind of pivoting from it. I think that Clubhouse, the previous version of Clubhouse was a place where there was a lot of course creators and coaches and consultants who were marketing their products and stuff. They're digital products. And I don't believe that the Clubhouse founders wanted it to be that way. I think they wanted it to be more of like a friendship space. I believe that's what they originally were intending to. And so I just feel like this is their effort to kind of steer the ship back into that direction.
Okay, now one big complaint I have about the app is that you can't pause. You just gotta get out the room. What Hurt says next is a good thing, but he just not cursing some more. So, but my point in bringing that up was that right there, this conversation, if I'm being honest, this conversation is somewhat clickbait because Kurt's saying people aren't doing X, Y, and Z. Well, he's on the app saying they're not doing it and we're doing it. And what happens, what triggers people, it triggers 115 people. Out of 115 people, about 25 left a message. So that, think about that, that's 25% engagement rate. If you got 25% of the people that you sent the emails to open that email, click on a link, and send you feedback.
Oh, so that's a whole I want Angelica to comment on that one. And then Lindsay, if you don't mind, and then Kelly, get ready. So that's a whole different angle that I don't know if anybody's looking at. Angelica, would you comment on that, please?
So conversion rates, y'all, I'm a numbers person. Y'all hear me talk about emails all the time. And what Martin is saying, if you think in the form of you have your email list, and he said, what, like 125, and that's like about 25% roughly of people that gave feedback on a chat. So that's almost equivalent to when I do my emails and I'm at like a 50.6 conversion rate of, and my open rate is more towards 60%. But conversion means I got them to do something or interact with my email. So in the terms of Clubhouse, they didn't just get some people to open the chat because they opened it and they heard it, but he got about 25% of those people to engage. And if those people are engaging with him, then maybe out of that 25%, more than likely about 15% of them are going to buy something from him. They're going to support him. They're going to get his services if he keeps talking or he puts a link in that chat at any given time during this chat that he has. Because like when I do email marketing and like people 60% open, about 50% little 50.6% are interacting. So they're either giving me feedback on an email I sent out, they're responding back to it, or and they're letting me know what they like about it and things like that. And then some are actually clicking the link and they're seeing about it. And then from that 50%, about 30%, 20 to 25 to 30% are buying something from me or enrolling in coaching programs or getting my freebies and things like that. So in the world of emails, that's an amazing thing, especially for something that just rolled out. If you keep being consistent with it, imagine if Hurt keeps opening chats and talking about things about Clubhouse and what it's doing. And then somewhere he creates a mastermind. Now he is a trusted voice when it comes down to this whole Clubhouse thing. And if people keep hearing him talk, they're going to engage with him. More than likely, those people that are engaging with him, they're going to go to him for coaching. Or if he comes out with an ebook, they're going to buy it because he has established himself as an authority when it came down to talking about Clubhouse and this new rollout.
Good. Martin, anything you want to go, or Lindsay want to chime in on that, or Kelly?
I was going to let Lindsay go if she wanted to. If not, I got stuff. Yeah, I'll keep going.
I mean, there, in terms of pouring that on, the reality is that I don't have a lot to add in because it's said perfectly, but to reiterate it, this is where if we have, we are consistent, consistency wins all of the time. Like there's no question that if you want to build a movement and you're putting energy into any direction, like energy stays in motion in the direction in which it's moving. So if you are consistently doing something, and so being on the threads, responding to people, learning from others, dropping your link, like building, right now I'm in a one-on-one experience and part of it is building her system, right? Like building the system so that you know exactly what you're going trying to do, and having that repetition so that you complete the action. You're getting on, you're leaving a message every day, you're jumping into other people's threads, you're connecting with new friends. Like these things, you know, we were working on today, something different than this, but even an example is sharing things to your stories, putting your link so it's available. People want easy, they want simple. So when we're talking about something, it's so important that they're not having to move through a lot of hurdles. There should be very little friction from the point of interest to the point of sale. And we want to make that as fluid. We want to ensure that it is fun, that it like actually feels like a reward. We want them to walk away feeling like they won something. Like those are the things that we want to bring, because energy in direction, energy with intention stays in that motion. And so for me, when you're thinking about, yeah, of course, if you're having an engaging conversation and you're able to drop your link to something authentically, this is where people have a no love trust factor. This is where they've now been able to see multiple representations, and you've also been edified by others that are joining into the conversation. Like, we didn't hear Martin only say, this is what Hurt said. We heard him say, and then 115 people responded. So that many people become edifiers. They become, you know, oh, like, look at this, gets a lot of traction. This person has a lot of friends. That's network expanding. And then again, as we become, you know, consistent with it in the threads, for me, this is where, and we make it. Yeah, I love that. We've got Science of Getting Rich right now, but I love that when we are, you know, when we are consistent with it, and then we have those authentic conversations, and we're using that link, using that link portion. And again, I'm running in from a branding session, so I know, I'm sure many have mentioned this before. So I am hopefully just reiterating again the importance of using that link effectively. And if you haven't already, like having the verticals, and we talk about an XP a ton with Diggably, but having the verticals, you know, do you have the different freebies? Like people can come and talk to Lindsaya regarding grounding. They can do one-on-one consultations. They can come and do a retreat. Like every single one of these things, I have an entry point to come in. You can come and buy hair products. You can come and buy Juice Flush. You can come and buy a garden. Like everything that I have an offer to, I have a way in which I can drop that in the linking system. And the thing to ensure is that it's attractive, that it's professional, that it doesn't look like a one-off. Like the reality is some people will say like, oh, this is good enough. Real talk. If I go to your landing page and it's busted, I am not buying from you. Point blank, not buying from you. I don't give a shit how much you say, you know. Reality is if you haven't gotten that part of business really in tune, chances are I'm not buying from you. Unless it's a freebie, you're not getting anything from me, and you're for sure getting my freebie email. Like you're not getting anywhere close to me. You'll be in spam for the rest of forever unless I find another reason to circle back with you. And so it's important to have this, you know, this representation professionally. It's important for that consistency. And then knowing that you don't have to be a one-legged stool. In fact, I invite you not to be. I invite you to bring forth, like, you want to do sound baths? Talk to Lindsaya. You want me to event host? Talk to Lindsaya. Like when people call me, they're like, I don't know why I'm calling you. I just feel like I need you. And I'm like, you do. You absolutely do need me. And let's talk about what it is you're looking for so I can figure out exactly how I'm going to support you. So I invite you guys to have those verticals, have that linking system. Don't have those atrocious ass domains, please. Lord, help me, like pray for yourself and everybody else. You do not have a freaking landing page link that was given by your CRM that is atrocious as shit. Like if you do not own a private domain for that landing page, do not drop it in the links page yet. Okay. Why? Because I just told you, like, professionalism is what sells you. It's why people will buy into you, because they see that you care enough to be consistent and committed and to take it next level. And I want someone to coach me that's doing that, right? Like, I don't want you to, like, it doesn't mean I wouldn't do energy work with you, but the reality is if I think you're really great at energy work and you got a busted landing page, I'm going to tell you how I can help you, because that is not not going to sell you. And so be sure your landing pages are on point. Drop those links in the link section. Be sure that you're committed and consistent on these amazing threads, and ensure that you are getting on threads with people where there's edification by the fact that you're a voice in the conversation. So that's what I would toss on to my sweet sister in red and purple, who is killing it in the games. Beautiful share. And then I will toss it back over to you, I think, Martin, to tell us where we're going from here.
Actually, Martin, do you mind if I jump in real quick? Not only do I agree with what Angelica and Lincea said, I think it's also important to remember that as business owners, leverage and analytics is everything, right? And so when you can move people from one platform to another, that is clutch, that is key 1,000% of the time. And so even though chats and even, house rooms and things like that, we have the ability to drop links, be mindful of which links you're dropping. Because if you're looking to become number one for your website in Google, then you shouldn't be dropping a totally different landing page or an ebook page. If you're looking to become number one searchably, if you want to be Googleable, right? Like for me, no shade, I do tell people, you know what, honey, just go ahead and Google me. You can Google me, that's fine. Kelly sells cars, go ahead and go do it. And then everything Kelly sells cars comes up, right? Like all of my things. But if I say, oh yeah, just check out my ebook, then it's only going to take you to my Amazon, but my ebook is also on my website, right? So I want to make sure as a business owner that you go ahead and have my things at number one frame of mind, number one 100% of the time. And the last thing that I'm going to mention that I think we'll probably get into now going into hour 2 is when you're on social media, keep track of your time because it is marketing. If you are marketing your business, you should be clocking in, right? And then clocking out. If you're on Clubhouse and you're on Clubhouse for an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, what is your tool to where you keep track of your time? Because you should be paying yourself marketing time. If you are putting things in a chat, keep track of the amount of time that chat is running. That's all write-offs. That's all time you can be paying yourself. That's money. Okay. A lot of the time.
Now, hold on. You said they can write that off, Kelly?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Get that, just kind of peel that a little bit. This is worth a lot of money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So anytime you do something for your business, matter of fact, Jay, I'm about to blow your mind right now. Even though I said you, before everybody else got on, you be at Martin, we have our black tees on, right? But mine has my brand on it, right? Mine has my website and my logo on it. Okay. And so anytime somebody is looking at me, they might be squinting and be like, what is that on her shirt, Lord? What is that? But this is 2 hours that I'm here. You think I'm not paying myself? My business is paying.
So you're paying yourself for these 2 hours. How? Tell them how.
Kelly Sells Cars Consulting is paying Kelly Saunders for the time because I am marketing, even if I'm quiet, even if I'm not saying anything. It's still marketing. It's still branding. It's still consistently showing up for myself. The same thing with on Clubhouse, right? Even if I'm marketing someone else or something else, people can click on my profile all the time. Oh, look, she got this ebook. Oh, this Kelly Sells Cars and so. Oh, okay. And that's marketing. It's commercialization all the time. And so when you have an amazing, CPA and so on and so forth, they teach you these things. Definitely tap in with Jay Nolan and XP Mentor because he has some of the best tax people on the team. I promise you that. And they will tell you the same thing I'm telling you, that your time is money. Leverage it 100%. So I'll go ahead and pass it back to you, Martin. Thanks.
And one more thing before Martin comes on, for those of you who keep your books yourself, that will go under advertising. I do taxes, so that's why I know that. It can go into advertising or professional services when you write it off. Okay. So I just want to let y'all know that little tax gem. So while you are keeping track of how much and how you would do that is what you would say is how much I'm paying myself per hour, how many hours I spent, and then you can track it quarterly, yearly, and then how much that total is. You can write it off under advertisement or professional services because you are the professional that's providing the service to your business. So just want to add that in there.
That's got to be one of the hottest tips ever. That's not no little tip that these powerhouses like Kelly open it up, and then you got a tax professional that's an XP mentor that just happens to be in the room, that's in the space. So everybody that's listening to this from now on, y'all need to be cutting a check somewhere going, that's worth gazillions. Martin, what we got next?
Well, let me just continue to blow people's mind. One of the first people I followed on Twitter was this guy by the name of I Wear Your Shirt. And so he ended up, keep in mind, this is Twitter circa 2008, 2009. But he ended up making 100,000 a year by tweeting out a picture of him wearing people's t-shirts. He would charge $250 to $500 for advertising, and he would go, put a picture together, like people do Instagram, but there was no Instagram back then. And he would take a picture, a selfie of himself somewhere in his city doing something cool and foolish or whatever, and he would have their logo. People would pay it. Now imagine that today. You're thinking about how I'm going to show up authentically on Clubhouse 2.0, and you start to do all the things that Lincea said, Angelica said, Kelly said, Jay said, and I said, and now you find yourself in a community of 1,000 people. You're like, 1,000 people. But those 1,000 people are consistently coming to your voice note because you're being very intentional. The Science of Getting Rich in chapter 11 says this. This is the crucial point in the science of getting rich right here, where thought and personal action must be combined. That's chapter 11. And the title of that chapter is Acting in a Certain Way. The reason why it's important, because a lot of us have been triggered by the new version. We're not acting in our normal way. We're acting very personal, very prideful, very egocentric by saying I and me and why and blah, 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 blah. Instead, what Kelly, Angelica, Lincea, and Jay all said is think outside of yourself. Your thought process must match the actions you take, which is to get paid. So if you're thinking about getting paid, you're not thinking now, why me? This is so hard. Who's that? Who's that? You're thinking, how can I continue to impact people in an authentic, that's me, how I feel, what things I care about. And like Lincea said, drop a link because you're getting 25%, or even, if you go to get where Angelica is at, get 60% of your followers / friends, that's what you're saying now, to open your voice note, engage with it, and then click on a link and send them somewhere. When you send them somewhere, there you are in this great picture with not your t-shirt on, but someone who's paid you to wear their shirt, because you have a consistent traffic flow. Ooh. And so as you consistently have this traffic flow, those are points of entry that may not be for your product. Like I'm sitting here drinking Ass and White to make me some good ass coffee.
It's just some good ass coffee. Go over to my
and if I had the t-shirt, I had to ask the company that makes the good ass coffee for their permission, and they told me, no, Martin, we'll give you a swag. But I would normally have made up a t-shirt, and I would have my good ass coffee t-shirt on. And so what I could do though is I could go get my own domain name, which I did, buygoodasscoffee.com, that points it to my affiliate link that Jay's Companies has. So I could wear my own t-shirt that says buygoodasscoffee.com and make sure it's in the right colors so it matches the brand. To Lincea's point, I'm not going to have a yellow and red t-shirt, and the brand colors are white and teal.
Oh, true.
So I get it. Now that may be authentic to you to be, you may, struggle with some color stuff, but if you're not struggling with cover stuff and that's not authentic to you, we need you to follow the template that's set if you're going to be an affiliate marketer. So you can do all this cool stuff that gets people to your affiliate link, but try your best to be in lockstep with where the brand that you're marketing for is at. So if you're being an affiliate for Kelly and she's selling cars, you don't want to be in a scooter shooting a video talking about cars. You know what I'm saying? You got to be, okay, so you're like, Martin, how does this figure out?
Right.
This figures out because the way this platform is designed now is designed for us to use our brains first. What we were doing before was talk. Now, I need everybody, don't just go pick up your phone, press Clubhouse, and it what's happening, I feel. I mean, you guys can, we got 28 people here. You can tell me I'm wrong, but I feel people are pick up their phone in the same mindset. Remember we said, you gotta change our mindset, pressing the button, and then immediately getting negative reaction. Now, this is a summit. And then honestly, this summit really should be a meeting for Clubhouse 1.0 users. Because new people are not going to have this chain reaction. So that we're talking to a bunch of old head OGs, and listen.
Hey, but we're going to put it in because I'm going to do a live example next.
You know how old folks are? He's like, oh, I remember back in the day when I used to that. It's like, listen, that's gone. It's a wrap. It's over. It's TikTok time now. We on Clubhouse TikTok time. Okay? So when you
we ain't on MySpace. We ain't on MySpace.
They wasn't on MySpace, bro. They was on GeoCities. But Lycos, but anyway, way back in tech stuff. So, CompuServe, probably they were there. They didn't get on AOL until we anyway. So what I'm saying is think first. Do not open the app first. As we say back in the day, I'm 52, put your thinking cap on. You think first. Don't press first. Because what we were doing, it was easy. To me, it was easy. For those who like to talk, it was easy. Maybe for people who are not, it wasn't easy. We would press the button. We see the room. We go to the room. They would invite us up on stage. They would come to us and say, hey, Kelly, hey, Mark, how you doing? Hey, well, guys, I'm doing great. Oh, I'm doing crap. My daughter just broke my glasses. Literally, she just broke my glasses, not these, the second pair I had. She's so strong. But I would be on stage talking about that. Now, what do I gotta do? I open the app and I see the new hallway. I don't care what anybody says, it's still a hallway.
Yeah, it's hallway. And
I see it and I go, there's Lincea asking a question. Here's Jay telling me what's happening in the house. This, that. I gotta think. It's almost like jumping rope. How do I jump in? What do I jump in at? I just can't start talking. I got to have my thinking cap on. And I've got to take that opportunity, because we all have this opportunity, to not, as Lincea said, not just leave a message, but drop the link. Now, when you think drop the link, think drop it like it's hot. You're not dropping like it's lukewarm. You're not dropping like it's cold. You got to drop it like it's hot. Like hot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to be hot.
I am.
So
I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do one right now, Martin. I want you to walk me through it, because I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna dial this in. So you just let me know. I'm gonna do one live with everybody, and y'all gonna see what's happening. Because Lincea, Kelly, Angelica, y'all just inspired me. Y'all were talking, and guess what? Martin said we got to think. So I'm like, well, what's a hot subject that I can get to generate a lot of feedback from? I got one. So tell me when you're ready to go, Martin. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of, and I want to give people some context so you can see what I see. So I saw I saw voice notes, or I would say conversations, right? I started looking at conversation. The lower left side of your screen will tell you how many people interact with that conversation.
Oh,
So that's one thing I look at, the number of people that interacted, right? Then I look up and I see the number at the in the sort of top right, the bubbles. 56 plus 2, 12, 37. Like, whoa, this is a hot conversation. Now, 2 tips. Tip number 1, do your best to keep it under 3 circles, meaning I believe that's 90 seconds. So if you can't, as there's one whole voice thread about that, it's like, if y'all can't keep things under 90 seconds, then you need to stop.
now you're in trouble.
Right. So I was like, try to keep under 60 seconds. And so that means you have to practice. You might have to practice this. This may not come natural to you. Remember how we had to practice being, some people had to practice being on stage. It didn't come naturally. So there's no longer a room full of people that gives you grace and space. You got to give you grace and space to practice. This is all about you showing up, being you, which you may not be ready for. So that means, as Jay says, when he wakes up in the morning and goes and urinates, he smiles.
Every morning.
Why? He's not grumbling. He's not in problem. He's not thinking about all the bills. He's not thinking about, concern about the hot air, the weather, the ozone. He's smiling. Why is that smile important when the first thing he does? Because it sets the day. It sets the tone. This is mindset. This is what, you say in tennis, match point. That's what this is. So when you press that button and you open this new version of Clubhouse, your mindset has to be right. And if it's not, go get it right. Don't get on a voice note that you feel really impassioned about and don't say nothing, don't have something to say that was your one time to shine, quote unquote. And now the rest of the world is there. You can't go back and delete it. That's another thing I want y'all to think about. That's why we're working in our club, in our house. We're all going to work on us showing up intentionally, impactfully, present, not. So that means you don't have to speak yet. Take a moment, gargle, get some water, kiss the baby, whatever you got to do. And then be intentional and impactful with your words. And lastly, like Lincea said, use a link that makes people want to do what with you, whatever that means. That's now, awesome. One other thing I say, what Lincea said, and I just push back, so I'm gonna throw this at you, Lincea, because I'm working on the song. I haven't figured out how to make it yet. I've investigated some websites, but the song is gonna be called Same Funnel. And the song is based on Usher and R. Kelly's Same Girl. Because you know what? Every time I go to these people's pages, it's the same damn funnel. It's like this funnel look like that funnel, like this funnel look like that funnel. And everybody got the same funnel. So what I'm telling y'all is you got to be intentional and impactful, because you can have a nice looking site. But guess what? I just left Russell Bronson, who just looks like Alice Mahomosey, who just looks like, it's the same funnel. Like, give y'all the same funnel. I want something different. I want something that looks like you. I want some. So that's my little pushback. Let's say, people can have the best and all that, but we got to get to, and I think we're at that point with Clubhouse is helping us get there. We don't even realize it. Creativity is going to be king. Content is going to be queen. Audience is going to be the lifeblood and community.
Yes.
And then engagement is going to be the air. So creativity is the top. That's where we're going to. Separate yourself from everybody else in the place, then come with the content, then come with the audience and community behind you, then come with the engagement.
I'm so glad that 10G showed up at about this time.
At that moment,
I'm gonna try to do this live demo. And they've inspired me. 10G Collins, formerly of TMZ News, is in the building here. Welcome to the panel, 10G, for our incredible Clubhouse Summit brought to you by XP Mentor. How you feeling today, 10G? And I'm getting ready to do something live here.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm going to experience it and check it out right now.
Because it plays into watch. this plays into what me and 10G and Mark we're about to do. So I'm gonna share my phone on the screen. Hold a minute. Are y'all like me with a gazillion tabs up on y'all's computers?
Yes.
I had to move it to this laptop so that I didn't have that happen.
Because you're like, I'm gonna go back there and get that sometime, and it'd be like 4 days later, and you ain't got back to it.
Yep,
Mhm.
or 3.5.
Like me.
3.5.
So
Tell you, it's winners. Winners have 1,000 tabs open.
is that what it is?
And
Can y'all see I'm in Clubhouse?
It says, "Welcome back, Jay." You got the white screen. You can see everything.
All right. So watch this. Get ready, everybody. Watch this. I'm gonna do so. I click. I'm supposed to click this little thing here, right? That's got like the little. That's the microphone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna do a message, and that message needs to be preferably how long, Martin?
I think you could do two. I would do 60 seconds. I would do two circles.
I'm gonna keep it short. Now watch this.
All right.
Why has Deion Sanders taken the football world by storm? Is it his passion? Is it his swag? Why is it that he's taken the football world by storm? Why are all the celebrities flying to Boulder, Colorado, and the stadium's packed and the tickets are more than any other game out there right now? Why is that? Now, I want to change the title. So in order to change that title, so what do I do to change that title, Martin?
It's already that update title.
All right. So I click up. All right. So let me go back. So
now,
y'all see here?
See how quick I said that to Jay? I had no idea. I'm gonna let y'all know when the moment hits, you gotta go with the gut.
All right. So the 3 little dots up there. I'm gonna click the 3 little dots. I'm gonna update the title. I'm just trying to get my title right.
I got Deion. Why has Deion Sanders taken the football world by storm? Is it his passion?
Boom.
Okay, gotcha.
I got to get, because it only gives you 50 characters. All right. So now that I've done that, am I good?
Yeah, I see it. It's already changed. 3 minutes till you're in 10G on my phone has taken over.
Okay. So what I do, I just get out of this, right, Mark?
You're done. Yeah.
I
know.
Yeah.
I know. I saw that. So what happens is if you got to click and hold when you're ready to respond, that's what I was telling them before
10G would put him something up right away too. 10G like, that's good. That's good.
No, he's trying to respond. He's trying to respond to you.
To yours.
And it already pushed him out of yours because you were in the midst of editing. So he was in the midst of editing everything, so it pushed you right. So you were holding a button to respond to him.
10G, delete yours and come back. I want 10G to comment
first. But then I got something for you. I seen TSU's coach, what he said. I can answer that question. TSU's coach said something really good about that topic. A lot of people hasn't seen it. TSU, y'all don't know football. They're the school that Colorado.
Hey, but hold on, Martin. Go in real quick and do it in front of everybody. Okay. Just respond to mine, so I'll pull it back up, and then people can see how this will work.
Okay. Right.
Maybe if Kelly or Liz, if y'all could go into that voice note and just give your opinion on why, because that's a fact.
Deion Sanders is a football guy, and the reason why he's attracting so many celebrities and so many people coming to that arena is because he's doing what he does best: entertain with talent, and he's making people aware. He's also doing what Floyd Mayweather did with being in boxing. So Deion's the new talent of boxing, of a football, and he's going to entertain and watch the value in that brand of Colorado go up. Watch.
Okay, now I'm responding to what. Let me get.
10G, you said that?
Yeah, he just said it. He just said it just now. So
now, it's in Jay's now, right?
I'm looking. Nope. Not yet, but
nope.
Not yet. Let's see.
How come mine's like grayed out?
Because
we opened it already. Go ahead. What are you gonna say, Kelly?
I was gonna say it's not there yet because we're on Zoom. So 10G, because you're on Zoom, you can't leave a voice note, but unless you were sharing your screen.
No, I was doing it on a different phone.
Oh, 10, 10. You did it on your own. You did it on your
No,
own.
I'm tapping Jay's.
I know, but I see it right here. I see it.
Yeah.
I see
I'm
it.
gonna start over.
No,
Don't start over.
Yeah, don't start over.
I'm telling y'all, mine shows grayed out. Like it's
I
great.
know because we already opened it, but that's good. That's fine. As people leave new comments, it keeps going up. So like, no, do not start over. You're good.
Oh, so okay. Now watch.
Let's see how Jay's face when he.
It's gonna stay gray until somebody comments. Is that what y'all saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what you realized too, Lindsay?
Yeah, but showing that you already listened to it.
Right. So then when somebody adds a new comment, it keeps pushing it and more comments come up. But let me go to your.
Tenji wouldn't start his own chat.
Yeah, so he didn't mean to do that, but that's what happened. Okay,
Yeah,
so let's say it.
Tenji said that's a kick-ass title. I'm gonna run with that one.
No, honestly, it doesn't even let me. It doesn't even let me delete it.
No, you can't delete it. Right. I forgot. You can't delete it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I deleted it the first time, but now it's not letting me delete it. Like
Lindsay got in before all of y'all. Lindsay got in before all of y'all. How Tenji beat all of y'all? I'm gonna come back and show these on the screen so everybody understands. We're doing a summit, but this is live.
All right, so I'm gonna delete mine.
All right, go ahead.
Deion Sanders is a football guy, according to the TSU coach. When asked at a press conference why Deion Sanders is so successful, he said he's a football guy. The reporter that asked him that question followed up and said, "What do you mean a football guy?" He paused and he said, "That means his poster was on millions of walls because he played football well. He's a football guy. He understands the game of football." Next question.
All right, so what y'all watching here, I left a voice note. I'll pull it back up on the screen. We had some fun with it, getting it done, right? And then now I'm getting responses. See, Kelly hauled ass. She's going to go leave hers now because she sees the Lindsay's up there. I don't know where Angelica. I want Angelica to get on there too. Uh-oh, Mark. So you saw Mark, what he just did. Tilgy, you going to try it again or no?
I deleted mine. So every time I try to do it in yours, it keeps shooting it to mine. What am I doing wrong on Jay's? I'm holding it.
Yeah, mine's not giving me the option for the microphone, so that's why I haven't left anything.
Yeah.
Get all the way to the end? Did you listen all the way to the end to get the microphone? Like click all the way on the right-hand side.
Come out of Clubhouse, come back in, Tim. Come out of Clubhouse.
Come out of Clubhouse, go back in.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah,
I got it.
Recording, please.
All right. So it came out. It came out. All right.
So I'll leave mine in a minute.
Okay.
I just want everyone to know that I'm super fast.
Everybody know
super
speedy girl.
All right. This is great.
Deion Sanders is a legend.
So far, 10 people have seen this, Jay. 3 people responded, 10 people have seen it.
And so witnessing someone who not only performed.
Woo! Hold on. I'm going to put this back up.
Where do you see the numbers at, Martin? Because I don't see
bottom right, bottom left, bottom right. Sorry,
bottom left, right. Sometimes you see the numbers and sometimes you don't.
All right. So now I'm gonna put it. Hold on. What's that?
Okay, the only time you don't see the number 10
be in here.
So the only time you don't see the number is when somebody has left a message.
Hold on, Stack. I'm bringing you in on panelists.
From their house.
Over in here.
So when they leave,
I just promoted you
a message from their house, 10. So what happens is Heidi said we need a part 2. Heidi, we got you. This is going to be something we do quarterly or monthly or what have you, but it's definitely going to be a Clubhouse summit. And she said we didn't get to rooms. The room thing, it really hasn't changed a lot. There really isn't. There's some nuance in there. But if you ran rooms the way you ran them before, continue to do that. Do not, as Jay said earlier, for private houses, you can't make a private house a public. You can't make a private room in a private house public. So if it's private and it's a private room, it stays that way. But what's interesting about that, and what Heidi was talking about, is interesting is that we need to have a separate thing called how to monetize your house on Clubhouse.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Now I bought a course on that. So I know how to build a private paid house.
It's gonna be the bomb. Now look, I'm gonna go in here before we jump too far ahead. I'm gonna share my screen so people can kind of see, and if y'all can kind of let people know what's going on. So y'all see my phone?
Yep.
So right there you can see 1, 2, 3 down that I have here. So right here, okay. So right here you can see 3 down. That's the post I just did. I'm gonna click on it. Let's see what happens. Hold on, let me make sure that y'all are getting all the juice. We want to show y'all how this is working. So now, as you can look here, 1, 2, 3 down. Why is Deion Sanders taking over? I shortened that because you only allow 50 characters. I'm going to click on that now. And then now we can see people are commenting. So
Sanders is a football guy, according to the TSU.
Can y'all hear that?
When asked at a press conference why Deion Sanders is so successful, he said he's a football guy. The reporter that asked him that question followed up and said, "What do you mean a football guy?" He paused and he said, "That means his poster was on millions of walls because he played football well. He's a football guy. He understands the game of football." Next question.
Here's the reason why Deion Sanders is taking over college football. It's because of the style and the passion that he has for the game, and the other people he's allowing to let celebrities and everybody else get involved. This is bringing flashbacks to the Fab Five in Michigan and UNLV days, and he's bringing that audience along with the skills that Colorado is doing, that football team. So they're going to be somebody to watch and watch the drama they create.
Now, being that I kind of listened to Lindsay, how would I get back to her? So let's go here. I click on Lindsay because that's her profile. What if I wanted to listen to these again, Martin?
You just click to the left, put your finger all the way to the left and click to the left like a reverse. It works just like a remote control. Left is backwards, right is forward. Hold your finger down and it fast forwards. So like Jay, when you get to mine, listen to a few seconds and then hold your finger down on the right-hand side and listen to it at a double pace. So stay in there and then just tap backwards on the left-hand side of that screen.
Oh, well.
Deion Sanders is a legend.
Now hold down to the right-hand side and let him hear me fast forward.
I know who this man is. And so witnessing someone who not only performed in their area of excellence, but
wow,
the ability and opportunity to mentor and allow us to witness them creating that same opportunity and experience for others is riveting, and it is engaging, it's exciting, and it calls us to witness.
Now,
Deion Sanders is a football guy. Oh, well. He's a football guy. He understands the game.
I'm holding down on the right hand side. So
Yes.
down here, we can see the number of people that's doing all the different things.
You have to get to the end of the thread. So you either have to listen or fast forward through everybody by hitting the right-hand side. And if you can fast forward and listen to it at 2 times pace, or you can tap the right hand of the screen and skip to the next speaker all the way to the end. And when you get to the last share, after the last share in that thread is when you get the populated blue microphone that gives you the ability to add to the thread.
Does anybody else want to share their screens by any chance that's here?
I mean, I'll do that right now so someone can see exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, so see what she's saying. Now me, I'm learning to do this. So my participation in here today, as far as the summit, I'm giving y'all the backdrop on what Clubhouse is saying. I'm going to give you some strategies from how to build momentum in big teams and big groups and big communities. That's what I'm an expert at. These little nuances I'm learning with you, and that's why I brought in this kick butt powerhouse team with me today. Lindsay, you going in?
What I was sharing was if you're in Jay's, if you're in,
Deion Sanders is
and by the way, you can
football
turn
guy.
it down so that we can continue listening. But when you're in here, you can see right now, we're looking at the thread and it's continuing to talk. If I was to turn it up, you'd be able to hear. I'm going to heart the message so you can see I've added a heart now to this portion of the thread. I'm going to also ensure that I do that on 10G. So it is interactive in that way that each portion you can heart and you'll see that activity. But in none of these parts am I able to, like, you don't see your microphone at the bottom. I cannot contribute yet. Why? It would be like talking in the middle of someone's sentence. It would be like interrupting. So you must get all the way to the end. You can interact with each section that you'd like to. And then when you get here, you'll see, and now this is where you can add a link across the bottom. So this is where you would put your link. If I can spell at the same time, this is where you'd put it right here. Any link that you have. And this is where you will also be able to, you can pause it on the screen. It's the only place that has a pause. And then you can add your link, do your talking, and do your contribution. And again, it will keep cycling.
And where did you say we can pause at? Where can we pause at?
Right here. So on this screen only, okay, so I just did what I did is I went backwards. So I hit the reverse button. I went back to Martin's share. You can see that because he's the one that's highlighted on the screen right here. And so he's the one that the transcription is coming through for. And as soon as we get to the end, or I tap the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that the blue, and you guys see how it says 4, 3, 2, 1 in the bottom right-hand corner. I'll go back to it again. See 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bottom right-hand corner. That's the only place you can pause the screen. And so that ensures that you don't jump to the next story. So you can stay here and add your link and really like conceive what is it that I want to add as a contribution to this conversation.
That is incredible information. So I think this is so advantageous. So, Martin, I thought that would be good for us to do a live here for people to kind of see how that works. Now, the key here is, I go to 10G real quick, then back to Martin to lead us back up again. The key here is I went in and I put in a chat that is looking to get interaction. What's your take on the new Clubhouse 2.0? What we just did and what that can turn into? 10G, over to you.
Oh, yeah. I think from a way of looking at it with getting engagement, and that's the biggest opportunity here for so many people. Like, you don't have to spend as much time in Clubhouse, like say as before, to get your message across and to start a thread that's going to be, doing something where you can be also just teaching or, building out relationships. But I think it's like we always talk about giving value, but you have to do it in a perspective of like, not just come and ask me questions, because I'm noticing those rooms don't do anything. Those threads aren't doing real well, and it could be from the greatest people. For some reason, just ask me anything. It's not like killing right now. So I think you have to do it in a way of like asking a question, why did this work? And then give the person who's consuming your content, because just look at it. This is content now that everybody's going to start putting out. So you have to do it in a way of your headlines has to capture. Remember, before anybody's even going to hit, this is just look at it like this is like in like having a thumbnail in YouTube. Your headline has to capture people right away. So it has to be something that's going to be curious. It's going to be something that's going to make them engaging. And I think the ones that, and I've been like really testing it and following the threads that are really doing well, right? You almost have to make your audience feel smart and get them to engage in certain ways of that conversation. And those type of threads are going to start winning. The ones that's going to have community, the ones that's not just going to be debated. It's not going to be, just a shit show with like everybody's going in on something. When you have it both ways, when you have people can, pick a side, you can have more engagement when it's not just something that's just like, is this person a great singer where everybody knows that person is? Whereas somebody that's on this, just look at it like this, right? When you always look at the list of, let's just say the top 10 actors of all time or actresses of all time. There's always going to be that third or fourth one that's something way out there where somebody's going to be like, hell no, this person's nowhere as good. They do that on purpose because they want that engagement to make that, you know, when they have like the 10 best rappers, you know, they'll say Biggie, Tupac, and Jay-Z or Eminem or whatever, then they'll have a ridiculous person there, and then, or they'll leave somebody specifically off that list. They know what they're doing. They're hacking the system and they're making you engage. So your content, whatever you're putting out there, make the people feel smart about what you're speaking about of that topic, and also figure out ways to get them to engage. And you could do it with debating, or you can do it with just a strong information, but make it an information where it's an open loop. And when it's an open loop, it's like everybody contributes from something they know about it as well. Look at the specific one that did real well. I'm going to count to 200. I'm going to start and I'm going to go 1. And then somebody's going to go 2. Then, you know, so it's just that open loop is going to continue. So that's what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing something that can work on that as well.
That's great, man. Great input. I see Stack with a Pack is in the building. Before we get back over to Martin, Stack with a Pack, social media powerhouse, over 2 million followers on Instagram, helps us do a whole lot of leadership in the XP Mentor House and Clubhouse. Stack, we're talking about strategies. We're talking about Clubhouse 2.0. What's your input? What's your advice? Do you have some strategies and some things that can help some folks out here, Stack? Over to you.
You know what? You know what I think about, Jay? Can you hear me loud and clear, bro?
We got you. We got you.
Right? Listen, Clubhouse is cool. You know, I'm gonna stay up on it, man. I'm using the VMs like DMs. I'm telling people to go, you know, book calls with me like that. I'm still getting the same motion, man. It's the same thing. It didn't slow down. It didn't change. All you got to do is just adjust to it. There's a lot more people coming on it now. I'm starting to go to every type of room. It doesn't even matter what it is. It could be a topic room. They could talk about relationships. They could be in there talking shit. I'm still going in there to talk. You know what I mean? Talk about it to see how the app works, so people can see my presence. And the more I stay on it, the better I see it get. You know what I mean? They're gonna start adding the live rooms at the top. They're gonna start seeing. I know they're gonna start separating. Right now, this is what they did. Let me tell y'all. You can tell that the bill was over for the last user interface, and they had to just dump everything everywhere. Everybody's followers were random. The user interface was everywhere. You could tell that they just did this shit. They rushed it. Now they're gonna hear a bunch of backlash where, oh yeah, the live rooms are there. You can't see the people coming in and out. You can't see they're gonna hear this shit. When they're done hearing it, then they're gonna add it back and make it better. All we need is a couple tweaks and it's back to regular Clubhouse. The only thing that's different is the VM. I'm using VM just like DM. Go to bookwithstack.com. How you doing? Thanks for following me.
Okay,
right?
now hold on. Y'all catch that? Stack said he's using the VM rather than the DM. How are you doing that, Stack? Give somebody some specifics on what you're doing.
All right, so say if someone friends me or follows me or follows my house, I'll send them a personal VM. Thank you. It's getting more personal.
Big ass nugget.
It's not a DM now. Now it's a VM now. Now you can hear
my Stack,
voice.
Somebody follows you. You're taking that time to just. So what will you say back to them? Give them an example. What are you saying back to people they follow you? Are they friends?
They follow me, I say, hey. So it depends on if I friend them back or not. But you have to be someone's friend to voice message them. So if you friend someone, make sure that you're gonna message them. So if they follow me, I would introduce myself if they haven't introduced themselves to me, because that's what I was doing on the back channel. I was introducing myself to people. So people, that's where people, oh my God, dude. Nah, I still was using the VM. I'm still using it like it's a DM, but I'm using the voice. It may not make sense to you guys right now or why it's
Stack,
DM.
I'm about to, I don't know if y'all caught what Stack just said. I'm about to run down the street because he gave me an idea. Guess what? I'm going back to every one of my friends. I'm going to send them a VM.
Yeah,
and I'm going to say, hey, man, y'all need to make sure to check out the XP Mentor House.
Hey, Jay, this is why what Stack is doing. This is why what Stack is doing is important, because the way of social media right now is going in 2024 coming up right now. Everything is going to be about personalization. When you personalize the user and get them engaged and you know them, because remember, it's no more about just followers and likes and all these other things, right? It's about building a community. And when you can personalize it, your content is speaking directly to that person. They know you. that's when your stuff starts blowing up. And when you start getting into that, like you're speaking to them and you calling them by name in their content and reaching out, you're gonna start seeing big time growth. So everybody, when your content in your community now, you got to personalize your stuff. It's no more just like with the emails, when people didn't know that the email had their name in it and they thought it was you were speaking directly to them, right? This is how it is now with voice and with your content, and you're going to start being growth like that now.
Stack, you just gave a big old nugget. Now give us some more, Stack. Don't stop there with that little cute puppy.
Now, right?
With the cute puppy.
Now when I'm sending these VMs, right? This is what these people are doing now. Now they're VMing me back. They can't wait to get a VM. Right now it's new. Y'all got to think about staying innovative, right? They can't wait to use the VM. Everybody's waiting for a new VM right now. Think about this, Jay. Everybody, oh, why we ain't use the VM feature? Or what? They're waiting for people to VM them. Back channels, people were barely even replying on back channels, right? Oh, too many back channels, right? Now you can voice message. So now if you voice message I'm most likely gonna get a voice message from you back. So start voice messaging people a little bit more because it's more personal. It's a little bit personal. If you say, hey, so-and-so, what's up, Susie? Thanks for following me. Oh, I'm gonna get on that calendar right now. Oh shit. Yeah, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. I use the VM. I'm still using the VM feature. And then also, I'm just, whoever's friending me, I'm just friending them back. It doesn't even matter at this point. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm not filtering. I'm not like, oh yeah, this person's she got it. Nah, it ain't like that because there ain't no more follower count no more. It don't matter. We got to build community. So it don't even matter about the followers no more because all of those are going to your new house. I told Jay if he creates XP Mentor 2.0, he'll have 21,000 people in there. All his people that was in all his followers. So if you make, I told you that, Jay. Remember I called you. Right. I said you make XP Mentor. We could just see it during the week, see how it rocks out, but it'll be all of your 21,000 people that was following you previous before the update. So if you decide to do a room, on the whim, just say XP Mentor 2 and still do the same vibes, we doing XP Mentor, then we can see how it rocks out because it's more people it'll be visual a little bit more. I want to see how the algorithm treats us if we did it in a new club where they transfer all the followers at. That's all, because you didn't do it yet,
big
Jay.
gems in here to Stack just dropped. Thank you, Stack. I mean, it's what the summit's about, fam. It's what the summit's about. So we're going to go on here for just a little bit longer. Martin, are you back in the house? Make sure where's Martin at? He's heading things up. But, I was wanting to make sure to drop these nuggets. So I'm going to say a few more things to do housekeeping on what's happening with this 2.0. Any of the other XP mentors, y'all feel free to jump in here. Kelly can feel free to jump in. It says a few things moved around and got renamed. Your houses now live on your profile rather than in a dedicated tab. So your houses now live in your personal profile rather than in a dedicated tab. Our thinking here is that you used to have to visit all of your houses in order to check for new posts. So having a fast way to navigate to them was important. Now your posts are chats. They'll appear in the hallway. So we clean things up by removing the houses tab. So that houses tab, we'll notice, is gone. Your events will now live in your activity feed. That little bell on the upper right hand of your screen. So that little bell in the upper right hand of your screen, that's called your activity feed. Events you have RSVP'd to will show up first. And then you'll see events in your houses. You can see events your friends are going to in the Explore tab. So if you want to see where your friends are going, you can see that in your Explore tab. House replays are now on the house page under Listen to Replays. Wave is now called Talk Live. So you used to be able to wave to somebody. Wave is now called Talk Live. When you tap Talk Live on someone's profile, it will invite them to chat live with you in a private room, just like waving did before. All right, so I wanted to share that with y'all as some incredible information here. Finally, We are no longer supporting a number of other features, including legacy features and houses. Previously, starting a house was hard because you have to organize events to get everyone to attend them, open up to the public, turn on the hand raise queue, and do all sorts of shenanigans to attract new members. With chats, starting a successful community is as easy as starting a group text. You just invite people and they chat. So we're removing some of the old power features for houses. So that stuff has gone away. So hopefully that, kind of gives y'all some more good tips in here. So Martin, back over to you. Maybe we can keep this going for about another 15 minutes, then we'll wrap up. Martin, back to you.
So when you're looking at the bottom left icon in Clubhouse, it's the home. I call it the hallway. When you're looking at the top right, you'll see next to your photo a bell. Used to be when you clicked on that, you would see, what it would have things for you to either decide to do or what have you. What I like about now, to what Jay just read, it's easier to find what things that I attach myself to or that my friends are doing under activity right now. But one thing that I really, really like and I want us to think about doing is when you're live, when you decide to go live, please put the word live next to the title of the room. So if you're going live in your house, you want to make sure you put the word live and maybe even put the recording, the red dot, to let people know, so that when.
So for example, scroll back down, because the room we're going to be doing later on today. No, the other way. Go the other way.
Okay, let me go back.
You're going to right there. You went too fast.
Yeah, I didn't.
You was hauling ass, bro.
Yes, sir. I was trying to get to the next thing. What are we doing? What are we doing?
No. Whatever, you had something I wanted to show everybody.
Yeah, I got it back.
All right. So scroll down, and you're going to see the room that we're doing later today.
Okay.
There he is.
Mm-hmm.
What would your life look like? Now you scroll where I can't see it. All right.
I'm going to open it. It's going to open in a minute. I mean, not a minute, but like 10 seconds. Right.
What would your life look like if you went all in? So you're saying that the word live should be put next to that somewhere?
Yes.
Where?
At where the hand is at.
Okay, so right there in parentheses, put that word live right there.
So you can stand out in a new hallway.
That's a big tip, everybody. Hopefully y'all pick that up.
This is another
Let's
thing.
see what that does. Yo, add it in, Jay. See what it does.
Yeah. Also, Jay, I think like if you put it where everything you wanted to be said, I think we count the characters? I think it was 23 or 27.
Yeah,
or
like 26, I think. Yeah.
26. And you make it so it's the whole, you got all the information right on there. Where let's just say you all was the end of it, right? It looks more aesthetic in the hallway when people see it. And it's actual like a post. So if this just whatever you had to say, you killed your point right there, and then you have live at the end, and then that cover, and then that finished, and it was clear. The message was clear.
Okay, so give me exactly what you're saying here.
So wait, Martin, should Jay put the little red recording dot after he writes the word live?
He could. I mean, I think people are using that. I think in the past.
I think it should go before though.
Yeah, I was
the rooms that I've
Mhm.
seen that, and the reason why I think Martin is telling you guys, and I think for people because people are gonna read the title first, because there's so many chats in your threads. It's so hard to see that little live broadcasting thing that they have for live rooms. So if you put it in the title where there's bold typeface, it's going to catch their attention, and they're going to know, okay, oh, this is a room. This isn't a chat.
Okay, so where should I put this word live again?
So that red dot should usually in true form of rooms or titles, the recording dot should go first and then the title of the room. Live and then the title of the room.
So like Angelica, basically like live. So Jay, live, red dot, and then
Red
dash,
dot,
and
then
then
live.
yeah, and then
Cause see how okay, so look at, so those of us that's on Zoom and we're looking at the recording, that little record, you see how the red dot is before record? So it should be the red dot, live, then the title of the room.
okay, yeah, because that'll attract more attention with the red button first. So
Yes.
red button live and then title, Jay. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm just
whatever
trying
your
to get it.
title is, just put
I'm
the
trying to
red
get it, see if it's
dot and the
gonna
live
fit.
before it.
What Tenji is saying about fitting is he's saying keep the title to 26 characters. In other words, even though, so what you have to, so again, this is a thinking cap, right? Like, what would your life look like if you went all in? If you went all in, what would your life look like? Or what life would you have? You're like, you saw, it's almost like Twitter back in the day. You had to come up with 140 characters. It had to stick to that hard, so you gotta refigure out. So like, you see how happy Sunday, y'all, don't be shy, say it back. That all fits in. See, a lot, but then if you have behavior patterns of men lying, cheating, ... So 10 is saying, look to is cleaner and more aesthetically, is a purposeful title that fits all on one line where there's no ... at.
Right. So, and also, Jay, easier hack to it as well. You can go in, let's just say you're like that, what you just said for the room now, right? You can just take exactly what you're saying and then go into ChatGPT and say, make this 26 characters, including emojis.
I want y'all to look at that and just
see this one right here. See, this is perfect right here. Mazzelli's, he's getting it. Or is this his chat?
Yeah, it says,
So he gets it right away. You see what I'm saying? So his whole thing now, for instance, if you wanted to put your room you would go live now, or the live button. I mean, the live recording button, and then the live as well. So that just it jumps out to people right away. It would be the red and it would be live, and then you're gonna get people to know what you're doing.
Right.
And it's the story.
That's good, Jay. That's good.
What about that?
Perfect.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Perfect.
I got my squad in here, so that's the bomb.
That's how you want it, right? Yeah.
This is an incredible summit because it's real deal. Y'all can tell this is organic. So everybody that's watching this recording, you see it as we're putting this together with strategies, but that's what we do at XP Mentor. We sit down and we figure it out. That's why you want to be a part of the community. That's why you want to go to xpmentor.club, join our community, and y'all can be a part of like what we're doing with these strategy sessions. Drop a comment, tell us how you like what we're doing here, live, real people. All of us have built massive businesses, but you're watching us get in the trenches with you when we're figuring out something that was thrown at us new. Back to you, Martin, Tenji.
Yeah, so Sarah, Sandra asked, where did she find the red dot at? So it's in your emojis, and you can either put the word dot or put red.
I put red dot in my emojis. When I went to go search my emojis, I just typed in red dot.
Yeah. So what I was really wanting to show everybody is, how do you find things with intention now? And so definitely typing in the person's name, but also going to activity to see, like every day when it's not a Sunday, where at 3 p.m. XP Mentor is live. So you don't necessarily have to type in XP Mentor to go that. What you can do is actually just go to the bell button, especially if you have notification turned on. And obviously it wouldn't help if you have no notification turned on. But I do want to show you something that's a bug. I'm a member of XP. I know I'm a member of XP. The app is continually telling me to join XP. And then I click on join. And so I know when I open the app, again, remember what he said, not being grandpa, grandma, not being upset about how things were, acceptance, move on, go. I know when I open the app up, I have to go to XP and click join, even though I'm already a member. And I'm not, nobody has heard me ever bitch about that on stage. I've accepted that's part of the nuance of the app now, and I'm going to it. And because I'm a member of the house and I'm an active member of the house, I got to do that. So one of the things about change that we all have to, really deal with is to not get caught up in the fact that there's change. Science of Getting Rich, chapter.
Martin, are you still gonna share the screen? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Keep going.
The Science of Getting Rich, chapter 13, Getting into the Right Business. There's a really good quote. There is never any hurry on the creative plane. There's no lack of opportunity. And what that means for me, how I interpret that for myself, is that I don't have to feel like I have to do X, Y, and Z to get come up with a title real quick. Or I got to respond to 10G's last. There's no hurry. Because I'm going to present the best possible thing I can present so that I create the opportunities for myself versus feeling like I'm under the gun and I got to respond. That's not it. How we're going to win is by being the best person or present or business we can possibly be, because there's opportunity. There's not a lack.
And I want to add on to something what you're saying with that, Dr. Martin, as well, right? This is the time, and I'm saying this, and a lot of us don't do it, and we all need to really 10x this in a sense of this is when branding is starting to become even more important. Start screaming out your name, start screaming out your club, because this is the thing. Somebody, you can be so great, and they'd be like, damn, I want that person's name. You didn't say it enough. What's the name of their club? I want to go in there. I want to search. I want to. I know I followed them, but I'm not scrolling through all this stuff is to go and find this person's room or this thing. Make it easy for the other people. Say your name, time in, time in. And when you're about to speak, say your name. Let people know when you're finished, say your name, say your club, start repping your brand. And this will get you so much more in front of people, top of mind, when you're somebody that specializes in something that you do in your industry, and it'll pay dividends as we go forward. And to end what I'm going to say, remember, not just on Clubhouse alone, but all these social media platforms right now, the biggest change is what's happening is you're going to start taking your community to the next biggest app that comes available. Everybody that you start having on there, you're getting it right now. X, Twitter, whatever you want to call them, they're even putting a thing where when somebody follows you and becomes part of your community, they're letting you get their email. This is showing you all of the platforms now are giving you access to people who following you, and that is your real community. For the next 10 years, these people could come with you, and you can not have to onboard them and go and get new followers and stuff like that. A new app comes, you're bringing you 1,000, 10,000, 50,000, whatever you accumulated on other platforms. And this is why you brand yourself and you dig in and go hard on who you are and what you do.
I just wanted to hop in real quick and just say this. In life, not just in business, but in life, the only thing consistent is change. As the only thing consistent in life is going to be change. How you adapt to that change is on you. That is what separates winners from those who are not winners. The people who adapt and are able to leverage, those are the people who are going to win. Martin stated earlier, maybe he and I weren't necessarily 1,000% with all the changes, but we got on board. And we figured out a way in which to leverage the changes so that it still works for our business and business models. And that's okay, right? It's okay to be like, I'm going to be a curmudgeon today. I'm going to give myself 20 minutes. I'm going to give myself an hour to vent and be upset. And then I'm going to roll on with the punches, and we still going to make this money. We're still going to get to the bag. We're still going to help people. We're still going to stay consistent. We're still going to do what we've been doing. We're still going to be top of mind. We're still going to be present. I can promise you this. Anybody in any Clubhouse room is like, man, I wish I had a mentor. I promise you. Hey, Jay Nolan has a club. It's called XP Mentor. just go ahead and click that little search button. It looks like a little magnifying glass. Go ahead and just type it in and just join now. So you just go ahead and Jay doesn't even have to be in that room. Doesn't even have to be in the room. Same thing with me, for example. Somebody can be having a whole totally different type of a topic room that I would probably never be in. But if somebody happens to say, man, I was in a car accident, my car was totaled, somebody in that room is going to say, oh, you know what? There's this lady on this app. Go ahead and type her name in, Kelly Saunders, and she gonna help you. So you have to, like everybody said, remain consistent, but at the same time, understand that the only thing consistent is change. You have to be adaptable. At the end of the day, you have to be adaptable. Things are nothing stays the same. Nothing.
So true. Golly.
So,
what a powerhouse summit.
I love your summit, bro. I love it.
Well, what I want to be able to do to wrap us up here, I'm going to show a few things that you want to gear back to. Then I want each of our panelists to be able to tell people how to get a hold of them. One thing we do in the XP Mentor community is we promote and we create more exposure for each other. This is not about one individual. This is about the team, the family, because here's how you got to look at it. If everybody's business is here, like if 10G's business is blowing up and Martin's business is blowing up and Lindsay and Angelica and Stack and Kelly, if their business is blowing up and we blew up together, we will cross collaborate with each other continually for the rest of our lives. We'll even give that type of goodwill over to our children to keep collaborating. See, that's another thing that's going to be happening here as things progress. I just want to share my screen real quick because this is important for everybody to do. We gave y'all great strategies. This is Clubhouse Summit 1. We're going to probably do another one as we get more dialed in a few weeks. And this is what's important about it. You want to be driving people into systems and automation. We say this over and over and over and over and over again. Is you come with us on this journey of social media and you start to really understand the power of Clubhouse and these other powerhouse platforms. Today, we're really honing in on Clubhouse, but you will notice that if you're with us on Clubhouse, we continually are driving people to our own community so we can always communicate with them. We can hit a button and send out communication to thousands of people who've come through XP Mentor. And so I want to be able to help y'all do that. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. I just got just a few slides, not a bunch of slides, but I did want to bring this to y'all's attention. How are you able to drive traffic? Well, Diggably is a full-scale platform, 15 automations that every time you're in these social media rooms, like Clubhouse, you should be telling people here, go to my landing page. Check this out. Go to my funnel. You got to be sure you're sending people somewhere. So what Diggably will do is allow you to start building out funnels and start to multiply yourself. This is important. So you can get people that you don't even know, have an unknown contact, all of a sudden you get them to visit your page, then they become a prospect, right? Because they opted in, now they're a lead, they see your opportunities for your products and services, and then some of them will convert into customers. That's the power of having a sales funnel. So what Diggably does, we give you funnels, pages. This is all unlimited. Unlimited sales funnels. So you can just have all kind of ideas like I do all the time. And we create funnels all the time. Websites, all on one platform with the hosting included. You can load up unlimited products, services, courses, forms. You have your own CRM, powerhouse inbox. You can have unlimited contacts. You have a built-in online calendar, everything fully automated, phone number that you can then have a business phone number to access to help people. Now, what I want to share with you here is this, right? Well, do you have this fun? Do you have landing pages right now? So if we're giving you all this great information, and so what I'm going to do, I'm telling y'all what I'm going to do. Stack gave that great powerhouse advice. He says, send a voice message, a VM, instead of a DM, send a VM to all those people that you're friending and following. I'm going to be doing this over the next several days. I'm going to send them a VM. Thank you for being friends with me in the community. Make sure you go over and check out this page. I'm going to send them to a landing page. On that landing page, they will now get exposure to products that I want to sell. And I'll give them a free gift. Then they come into a sales page. And then we've got some other upsell opportunities. Then we can automatically deliver these products all inside of Digitally. What's that cost? $89 a month. You probably heard of ClickFunnels, Kajabi, Kartra. You see these boxes, all these empty boxes? That means they don't have that stuff. Or if they do, you got to pay more for it. You see this here on Digitally, all that unlimited, you get that for $89 a month. We think we're the least expensive in the industry with more than anybody's got. And you can start monetizing what we're teaching you here today. So we have a great 12-month package. A lot of folks don't even know about all these promotional benefits that we've come out with this 12-month package. So if you go ahead and pay for 10 months, the 89 times 10, we give you 2 months free, but we give you other stuff. So you're going to pay $890 instead of $1,068, right? We give you a 14-day money-back guarantee, but then we're going to include our powerhouse recording of our Elite Entrepreneur Summit that we did in Miami, December 10th and 11th, that I spoke at. 10G Collins Stack with a pack he spoke at. I know that Lindsay was there, Martin was there. You're going to get this. And so instead of you paying $890 for this, you're going to get that included. It's over 12 hours of powerhouse content. Another thing you're going to get is a $5,000 strategic business blueprint. That's valued at $5,000. And what's going to happen is going to be 1 hour of intense, focused, professional consultation to give you absolute clarity and an actionable business plan. So we're going to sit down and we're going to put together and give you all your exact content for a lead capture page. We'll tailor 5 lead magnets for you, give you a sales page, all the content, upsell page, 3 to 6 month social media campaign, and a 1-year email and text marketing campaign comes with that. So you pay for 10 months, and then you get all this other stuff free if you get over there and get that knocked out. Now, another thing you want to do, I just got a couple of slides to talk to you about. How are you communicating all these social medias? Like, how are you doing with Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, right? Google My Business, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can hook these all up to Socialocity in one place, and you can go get your content shot out to everywhere with the click of a button. And we're very close to having where you can go manage. You can watch this. You can respond to comments all in one place. So any of your Facebook comments coming in, your Instagram comments coming in, your Twitter, imagine that. All these different comments coming in, but you're in one dashboard answering them in the form of that. So if there was a Facebook comment came in, it'll be in the same dashboard with your Twitter and everything. It'll be designated, but you can have it in one spot instead of going into multiple apps. That's fire, right? So then you'll be able to start tracking your growth. How much does that cost? We keep this stuff where everybody can really just knock it out. And you get unlimited everything. Some of y'all heard of Hootsuite, Social Pilot, Sensible. We do unlimited down the gate here. Unlimited posts, post calendar, unlimited social media accounts. A lot of times they're going to say you can only put 3 of your Instagram accounts. We say unlimited. Your content library, we've got this loaded in. Now we're tied into Canva, Unsplash, we're tied into it. We have a powerhouse AI that can help you create your content. All that's done for you right there. $49 a month. That's it. Now, if you want to pay for 8 months, we're going to give you 4 months free. You pay for 5 months, we're going to give you a month free, so you get a 6-month plan. So $392 for a year. You're going to get 4 months free. Now you got your funnels. You got all that. I wanted to share that with you. So if you go over for Digably, it's very important for Digably. You just go over to digably.io, digably.io. For Socialocity, you just go over to socialocity.io, socialocity.io. Get yourself signed up, get yourself plugged in. I wanted to share that with everybody because I don't want you to not leave here with some actionable game plan thing that you can get plugged in. So what I like to do now is have each one of our panelists be able to tell you who they are again, and then they can share with you how you can get in contact with them. What's their jam of expertise? Let's start up there with Angelica. Angelica, do you want to share with everybody how they can get a hold of you? Or where they should go?
So I also want to add something in, Jay, about when you put all the funnels and the social loss. Y'all know it's gonna take me a while. It took me a while to get diggable. So anyway, when we talk about freebies and we're building assets, and I've been playing around with this, Jay, and we always tell people about getting their domains. I was thinking, and I've done this with my Glow Chat. I have glowchats.com. It's in my, when they come up into my email, it says get free affirmation, get motivated inspiration and affirmations. And so they click it and they can hear, because the thing about Clubhouse, you don't have to be on Clubhouse to hear the chats. Y'all didn't know that. But I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but you don't have to be on Clubhouse to hear. When they click the link, it literally will open it up in a window and it'll say get out if they don't have it, so they can subscribe, because that's what you want them to do. But you can walk them through the process. So for those of you who probably like, I don't even know what freebie I can create, your voice can be a freebie, and be very intentional about how you use your voice. And if you want to have a chat that's going to give tips, so that's going to give, like I said, I do affirmation, motivation, inspiration on Glow Chats, and it's been doing pretty well since I started it. And I'm adding that into, because I'm getting ready to roll back out my Glow program. But you can find me on social media at Angelica A.W. Williams on all platforms. My website is angelicaawwilliams.com. And I also have a 8-week intensive coming out, branding intensive, helping you get aligned with your brand. We talk about everything from target audience, colors, fonts, the things that I'm good at. And we did a branding Q&A on Thursday. And so if you want to get a replay of that branding Q&A, you can go to Brand Her, and this is for my ladies because that's my audience. Brand Her, HER Way, WAY.com. You'll go in, register, and then we'll send you the replay for that. We'll also send you the link to sign up for the intensive. It's an 8-week intensive that's starting October 4th. You'll get live weekly trainings and with me, and I'll be able to help you get your brand together so you are cohesive. So when you start using your funnels and creating your assets, I'll be able to help you get that done. So again, it's brandherway.com, but if you go to my Instagram, you'll be able to find it there as well. This is an amazing summit. Make sure y'all join xpmentor.club so y'all can get more information and get the replay for this chat. I'm driving, so I'm trying to stay focused on the road as well. So I'm going to close my mic.
We really appreciate you, Angelica. Thank you for that. Let's go over to Kelly, then Lindsay, Tenji, and we'll wrap up with Martin.
Thank you so much, Jay, for this summit. It has been super, super awesome. I get one tip that I would say that I learned from my industry is click-through rates on emails and conversion rates increase with video. So you can put out a specifically non-specific. So, in automotive, we're specifically vague about everything. Like, it doesn't even matter. We're pivoters. It is what it is. So I had to learn to embrace it. So imagine, to all my business owners out there, if you go ahead and put together an email that goes out automatically the second that somebody signs up with you, and it just says, hey, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for going ahead and signing up with me. I can't wait to have that one-on-one consultation with you. As soon as we get that booked out, I know that we're going to have an amazing working relationship together. Look forward to seeing you at our scheduled time. Thanks. Talk to you later. Imagine people will be booking. Let me go ahead and book. Let me go ahead and book. Because she's talking to me. I never said a person's name. Not once did I say a person's name. Now that video, right, can be used for everybody. It doesn't even matter. You can even put together a video for your client base based on their birthday, right? And guess what that leads to? It leads to referrals. It leads to people going and saying, you know what? I know this girl. She's in the car business. It's kind of a shady business, but we can trust her though. And this. She remembered my birthday, y'all. And she sent me this message. And you never have to say the person's name. It's amazing. So I would definitely consider putting video in your email. People are inundated with emails all the time. You have to read through them. And a lot of the time people just skim through to get the trigger words, but they actually watch and listen to video, which is, I think, what ties back into the power of Clubhouse. The power of Clubhouse is that audio, right? You can listen, even if you're passively listening, you hear certain trigger words and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Let me listen to that back again to make sure I heard it right, right? So we want to make sure that we leverage Clubhouse effectively, efficiently, that we're not afraid of change, right? And that we go ahead and make sure that we thrust ourselves forward, because this world is not moving backwards. It is moving forward. The power of AI, chat GPT, so on and so forth, it's only increasing, right? Leverage the friendship connections, because you never know who may know someone that you want to be in the room with, right? So definitely, like that play Hamilton, you want to be in the room where it happens, right? And so you definitely want to make sure that you tap in with your friends' friends as well. And so the last thing that I'm going to say is, I am Kelly Saunders, independent automotive sales and leasing consultancy owner. I own Kelly Sales Cars Consulting, been in the automotive industry for well over a decade. Been in sales, my goodness, for well over 2 decades. Listen, at the end of the day, doesn't matter how long I've been doing either one of those things. If you don't want to be taken advantage of when you go to a dealership, you're going to go to kellysalescars.com. I can promise you that. You're also going to tap in with me on Instagram, Kelly Sells Cars on all platforms. Definitely tap in. Nothing but gems. They're all public, so you can go ahead and lurk on my page. I know there's some lurkers, but I would appreciate the social currency of the follow. Absolutely. Thank you so much. With that being said, you will not find a better group of mentors than an XP mentor. Jay is phenomenal. The team is phenomenal. You want to be in the room with the Jedi Knight himself. Okay, I'm but a young Padawan in comparison. Okay, I'm a nerd, y'all. I love Star Wars. I'm a whole nerd. It's okay. So you definitely want to make sure that you are being trained by the best of the best of the best. And he aligns himself with the best of the best in their particular industries. So that's another reason why you want to be connected, right? And then the last reason, at least that I'm going to say today, that you want to be connected is because everything he just talked about indigibly, could you imagine what you would be paying for all of those things independently? I'm just saying. So let's say HubSpot, for example. HubSpot is like, what, $16 a month? Then your website is another $20 a month. And then the phone line for your business is another $7 to $10 a month. And then business address, and then all the things, right? An email marketing tool, a CRM, all those things cost money, right? And so by the time you tally all those things up, you're exceeding $100 per month easily, way easily. And he's sitting here offering it for $49, less than $50 a month. Are you kidding me? Y'all know what less than $50 a month is? It's a little bit more than $1 a day. It's a little more than $1 a day. Have y'all been to Wendy's? You know, 4 for $4 is $4. It's less than the price of a 4 for $4. Think about that. You get to run your business effectively, efficiently, in a timely manner. Build up your net worth, right? And your network for less than $50 a day, for less than $50 a month. That's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Jay, we're gonna have to get on a phone call and be like, listen, I don't know what you was on when you did this, but do you realize what you did? Yeah. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you so much, Jay. 10G Collins, shout out to you, sir. Absolutely. Lindsay, sis, it's great to see you in person. I've always seen you in Crown's rooms, but it's great to see you in person. Dr. Martin Pratt. You know, I love you. So peace and blessings, everybody. Thanks so much.
You're the best, Kelly. We appreciate you pouring in today. It's been a great summit with you. Let's go over to Lindsaya to talk about what she does and how you can get connected with her. These are powerhouses, Lindsaya. Then we'll go to 10G.
Yeah, well, I mean, what an honor to be here today, and super grateful to have been able to share. You guys, Clubhouse is the first app that I ever felt social on. Every other app has felt like a presentation, and this is the first app that's ever felt like a true conversation. And so the thing I want to leave everyone with is the consistency, because you can't have a conversation irregularly and it feel like a conversation. And so consistency on this app has always been an imperative part, in my opinion, to build that know, like, trust factor. Because look, at Kelly knows me, and it's the first time she's ever seen me, but she knows me. She knows my heart. She knows who I am. She knows how I move because she's been around me and she's heard me in all of the ways, and same right back at her. Like, and that goes for each one of us. And so I invite you to know that's true for you too. So consistency, consistency, consistency. And the way that you can connect with me is Lindsaya_platform, because they won't give me the .com on any platform. So Lindsaya_platform on every platform you can find me. Lindsaya is a one of a kind. It's a one of a kind in the name. So you can literally type Lindsaya in and you will find me. You will find all the things about me. So I am not hard to find. You can find me Lindsaya.com. Our community is Wellness Warrior Collective. And so that is our wellness centered holistic community. And I am an international brand director, and I am in the hair color industry. And so what that has meant for me is running a multi-million-dollar territory for over a decade and facilitating everything from sales, marketing, branding, and all of those things. And so I'm actually coming to you during a one-on-one experience with me. I have one of my beautiful team members that has been with me for nearly a decade, and she's in getting a one-on-one content creation and branding experience. And if that is something you're looking to elaborate and expand into, we actually begin tomorrow for a 12-week soulful brand building experience where we are going to get you straight and really ensure that you have agility and confidence in your branding, in your brand voice, and most importantly, in the assets and systems in which that helps you so that you can fundamentally grow a soulful brand that you are so deserving of. And then we'll put it to work with all of your beautiful messages and threads you'll be creating on Clubhouse. So thanks for having me, guys. And I'll be passing it back to you there, Jay.
Man, I tell you what, look, power. See, I got people that's in this chat on the live are going, Lindsay, we didn't know that about you. Right? Then she's going, please connect with me. Heidi wants you to really quickly connect with her, Lindsay, and make sure you do that. 10G Colin, what do you do? How you do it? How can they get connected and work with you or get in your world? 10G, formerly of TMZ News. Over to you, 10G.
After hearing these queens speak, connect with them. Don't connect with me. I'm just here. I'm just watching and listening to Kelly, Lindsaya, and just has been great time just being on here. And I think what you provide for most people, Jay, is an opportunity to learn, and that's something. I'm a lifelong learner. My gift is I'm a specialist at attracting attention, the right type of attention. Been in the business for a while, and I understand how do you maneuver to be discoverable. And I'm going to take this opportunity now to say, people just really like what Jay is offering, and with that sociality is something big, because how I've learned content over the last couple of years, how important it is, how about branding yourself and using the tools that's going to get you that exposure at a quicker pace. And it makes it much more easier for you to start putting out content where when you don't want to do it, you have it systemized in a way that's super important. Because I don't care how great you are in the types of video or content that you put out, if you don't have a way to get it to the masses and make it as effective and fluent in a way, you're not going to do it day in and day out. And you'll hear everybody say it. Lindsay just said it. Kelly said it earlier about consistency. So that sociality is a way, whether you're spending $49 a month or where you're getting a year package, that's something that's going to start pushing you. And I always say, when you put money into yourself and you invest in what you're doing, it's going to make you want to go and do it more. And just the ease of it is just so important. So I just wanted to, and I'm no part of it. I'm out here shilling. I just say, when the opportunity is there and you take advantage of it, especially early on stages, because think about it, when you go in all these other software companies and you try to reach out to them, right here, you have total access to Jay. If something's not going right or whatever, it's nothing but boom, a voice message. Jay is giving you one-on-one calls, is doing all these things. And that's the beauty of all of us, knowing each other now and being a part of someone's community. You have all the big, speakers and all these people. You don't have access to them. You're going to pay, and then you're going to be forgotten about once that summit is finished, once that challenge is finished. But when you have access to people with the experience that have been there and done it, that's the time when you take advantage of it. So just do that. And for me, my name is 10G Colin. I do a phenomenal room, not a room, well, in something on Zoom every week on Wednesdays, and I have a community where we are building it out strong right now of people. I do a lifetime membership of $97 one time, and you have not just access to me and my community, but all the things that I've learned throughout the years and what I'm going with. We're building out chatbots. We're doing all of the softwares. We're doing the social media. We're, when it comes to media, you attract attention. How do you get on the red carpet? How do you get yourself seen, your product or service? This is what I'm a specialist at. And this is what I do in my sleep. And I help other people learn it and be entrepreneurs all around, not just one specific thing. Going viral. Right now, I'm going viral all the time, and it's in real life on all the platforms, and I'm showing people what I've learned and the specialties, and I just, want to grow a solid community. But my offer is not just an offer and saying it just I want someone to spend. I'm closing this at the end of this month, and that same $97 I'm doing for a lifetime, I'll be charging. You'll see, I'll be having people in that community where I'll be charging $9.97 a month after the end of this month. And I guarantee you're going to see the amount of corporate people I have in there and all these other people. I just gave it at that price to this platform for the people that's taught me, and I've been a part of everybody else's community during this time. But after this month, I'm finished with that, and I'm going to be $9.97 a month because of the value that I know I have. And watch how big I get within these next few months. And I just say it, and I'm normally a humble person when I say things or stuff like that, but I know when I could pop my shit, and this is the time when I'm starting to do that.
Hey, about to pop. Where do you go? What website do they go to, 10G?
Go to 10gclub.com, 10gclub.com. And
there you go. And you got this, Amanda, sit down with Warren Buffett, has Oprah Winfrey's personal cell number. He's connected all over. So y'all make sure y'all hook up with him. Let's finish up with our awesome coordinator today. Did a phenomenal job. Dr. Martin Pratt is in the building. Thank you, Martin, for coordinating this and doing such a phenomenal job of guiding us. How can people get connected with you and work with you, Martin? Over to you to help us wrap up.
Absolutely. It's been a phenomenal day. Hopefully, you took out at least one or two nuggets. Tag myself, Jay, and anything you're doing on any platform. He's at Jay Nolan. I'm at LMJ Pratt. Join the Facebook XP Mentor group. Leave a link in there what you're doing so we can support you. Definitely go ahead and make sure you're tapped into our house tonight at 7 p.m. for that room. And I do something called the 15-minute webinar. So I have 4 topics that I use. Just created a new webinar for, again, they're 10-minute webinars and 5-minute for questions. So we're in and out. And one of the webinars I just created was, how do I help you create live content? So what we did just right now is a live content. This is not something that's recorded. This is something that's live. How do you do that? How do you get the right camera? How do you get the right sound? How do you get the right, background? All those type of things. So that's one of the new courses I'm teaching for, again, 15-minute webinar. And you can just go to 15-minute webinars with an S, 15minutewebinars.com. That's it.
Your mic ain't on, Jay.
I was looking down, got that little notice. Well, that's it, man. 15minutewebinars.com. We'll get you plugged in with Martin Pratt, Dr. Martin Pratt, that is. This is important to understand. We do this as entrepreneurs, business owners. Why are we here pouring in? We understand the power of community that leads back to residual income. If you all want to learn how to make pillow money when you're sleeping, you're going to have to learn how to do that. We know how to do it, and we'll show you how to do it. You got to get plugged in our community. So xpmentor.club will get you plugged into the community. You can join our free Facebook group. We have a very simple $18 a month membership that you can get plugged into. Myself, 10G, Martin, Stack, Lizanne, we are putting more and more content. We're going to go in hardcore. We got over 163 hours worth of content on there right now to teach you everything from A to Z about business. about how to be a successful entrepreneur. The things they didn't teach you in school. You know it, I know it, we all know you didn't get taught how to be a successful residual income entrepreneur. Well, we take that and we change that with you. If you want to join our community, you got to do your part. So we got a lot of tools to be able to give you access to. You're the one got to take action. Thank you again for this incredible summit, to all of our speakers, to all of our attendees, everybody watching this recording over on YouTube and our other channels. Hey, big shout out to y'all. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's XP Mentor, very simple. YouTube.com/XP Mentor. If you're watching it here on YouTube, guess what? Hit that subscribe button. Share this out with somebody else that needs help. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Big shout out to Clubhouse. Let's continue to grow. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.